You're about to watch another exciting episode of the Dungeon Run, but did you know that you can actually be part of the adventure? Tune in live on Wednesday nights at 6 p.m. Pacific time, and you can make your voice heard and help determine the fate of our adventurers. Hope to see you there.
Greetings, and welcome to The Dungeon Run, a live tabletop role-playing game where your interactions help tell the tale. And a special hello to everyone watching live for the first time. Hello. So glad you could join us. Yes, I know my face still isn't moving. It's king. Oh, I'm sorry, what's that? Oh, he says it's not him. It's the webcam, sure, yes, all right. Of course it is, Milo. I'll be dealing with him later. Let me continue. I am Lord Ereban, Keeper of Secrets and your host for tonight's campaign. Together, we stand witness as our intrepid adventurers face terrible danger and most certain doom in their quest for glory, valor, and most importantly, treasure. As you will see, all of the players are still working from home and practicing their social distancing, as should you. As soon as the time is right, I'll let all of the players back into my dungeon, I assure you. Throughout our time together, you will be called upon to help guide decisions made within the game. In addition to our live chat interactions, those that are brave enough can purchase one of our unique props. Tonight, we have 3 Dungeon Run props for you. The others are coming back as soon as Milo can figure out technology. All right. If you love the show, you can show love. When you buy Show Love, Jeff will see it and may read your name out during the game, showing you some love. And of course, you can show love to any member of the team. You could also bestow upon the adventuring party the gift of advantage, the ability to roll a pair of 20-sided dice at once and take the highest value. Now, the other thing you can do is set the trap of disadvantage. If a player has advantage, this disadvantage will counter it. And if the player does not have an advantage, well, they will roll a pair of 20-sided dice and take the lowest value. After all, everyone knows life is pain. Now, when you give props, please specify which player at the table it is for, or I will make the choice for you. And you won't like that. Also, for all things Dungeon Run, head over to thedungeonrun.fandom.com. There you will find more info on our characters, some wonderful Dungeon Run shirts, and the link to the Dungeon Run Discord where you can join a great community of runners. And you can upload your fan art there as well. And to those who have already submitted, I see you. And I thank you. Now, let's meet our brave souls. The cast of characters. Please welcome Jared Kajak as Sivran Cecil. Jessica Lynn Parsons as Fahima Tig. That's right.
Hi.
Morgan Peter Brown on the right over there as James Quillas. We also have Ronald Ogden as Ugo above. And Katie Michaels as Lily Dumblestock. And of course, the man of the hour, the Tower of Power himself, the Dungeon Master, Mr. Jeff Kanata.
Oh, I love it when you quote LL Cool J to me.
Yeah, I love Jeff. As the journey continues, I, Lord Ereban, will be joining you in your social conversations around the game. So keep an eye out for my avatar and my comments. And before we begin, I have a favor to ask of you. It would give me great pleasure if you would share the show. Just click below and let all of your admirers know that you are watching The Dungeon Run, the greatest show on planet Earth. Now, keep the comments coming. Be ever vigilant and let the dice roll holy.
Yeah! We're back!
We are back.
We're still in our homes. We're still doing the right thing, staying home, social distancing, but we're still doing the show, and we're so pleased that you're here with us. Welcome, new watchers. Welcome, old faves. I'm excited. We had a fun week last week, and we're doing it, gang. Welcome.
We're doing it.
Yeah.
What's up, everybody?
All right. Shall we jump right in and catch people up?
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Right. It started as a simple dungeon run, but it has become a grand adventure. An adventure influenced and shaped every step of the way by you, the watchers of the time stream. Your support and challenge, your input and ideas have helped tell the tale. And now, more than ever, your impact has shown our team a new side to the story. Just as the heroes of Bingle were about to step into the fabled Fortress of the Four Former Forges, they found themselves transported to another time and place, back to a moment when their old foe, the infamous pirate Whitebeard, was alive and well. Alongside his lieutenant, Loudmouth, Whitebeard arrived, late and ornery, to a secure back entrance of what seemed to be a bank, ready to fill a vault with untold treasure. The very same vault that you, the watchers of the time stream, told our heroes about with one of your forces of good. But before the team could witness exactly what valuables were to be kept there, Loudmouth launched into a story. And in a flash, in 2 blinks, the heroes of Bingle were transported further back in time, as if living out the telling of the tale inside the bodies of 5 sellswords, members of Whitebeard's makeshift crew. They trudged through barren sand in a place known only as the Deserted Island, dry, empty land in the middle of the Lost Sea, and they helped transport an apparent prisoner alongside crates of exotic creatures. The stranger, manacled and chained, pleaded with them for help to avoid the price on his head set by the Shazan Gao. He claimed to be attempting to save his family and offered anyone who could help him 1,000 times the value of his bounty in return. The man, a muscled, pale-skinned humanoid named Choran, claimed to know where the most wondrous riches of the Shazan Gao dynasty were hidden, and promised to demonstrate the power of these items if he could just get to the water. So, the team pretended to abuse and harass the prisoner while helping him get back to Whitebeard's ship. Along the way, they weathered a violent sandstorm thanks to Fahima's clutch concentration on a tiny hut spell, and liberated the caged creatures thanks to James's mad dash through the convoy moments before the lashing winds tore through the remaining pirates. When they arrived at the ship, they were surprised to find it beached at the base of a sand dune. Water nowhere in sight. Crew members hastily making repairs to its hull. Whitebeard ordered Choran into a cage mounted at the front of the poop deck, just as a host of tiny sandcraft appeared at the horizon line. Piloted by the snake creatures known as the Yuan-Ti, the small 1- and 2-man vehicles rocketed across the surface of the sand, their sails propelling them at amazing speed. Though it seemed like the heroes of Bingle were sitting ducks, they soon learned that Whitebeard's vessel was more than capable of traversing the desert landscape, as massive ship-length skis extended from the sides of the craft, converting it into a sand skiff. The chase was on. James launched a volley of eldritch blasts as the ship hurled through the desert, cutting deep lines in the sand, and Uggo used his grappling hook to swing off the starboard side, taking out would-be attackers along the way. Lily sowed confusion in the air with her hypnotic pattern. Fahima conjured a flying earthen gargoyle, and Civ casually oh so casually, fired arrow after arrow into the reptilian faces as they attempted to board the ship.
That's right, baby.
What?
But when the vessel hit a particularly steep dune, James lost his footing and tumbled over the side. Uggo, in a critical moment of reaction, managed to catch his blood brother as he fell toward the sand. A tug-of-war ensued as a Yuan-Ti also grabbed hold of James, only losing its grip when Lily used her magic to convince it that its own tongue was burrowing up through its nose and out its eye parts. And in that moment, the crew caught sight of the water, and Whitebeard ordered them to increase their speed, heading straight toward the cliff at the island's edge. As the boat cleared the side of the overhang, Choron grabbed one of Siv's arrows, fixing his magic bracelet upon it, and asked Siv to fire it high and long back at the island. When the arrow made contact with the sand, the bracelet unleashed an impossible torrent of water, transforming the dry, arid desert surface into a lush, watery paradise crowned with flowing waterfalls. And that is where we are going to pick up this week. I want to thank people who are already showing us love. Uggo Dumbthistle, follower of Fahima, King Daddy 99, Reloader 68, Fallstar, and Fragment of the Heart Soul. Many others. Thank you so much for those balloons. We appreciate it. We love getting it. It feels like applause, which is super cool. So, Heroes of Bingle. As the ship comes crashing down onto the pristine blue ocean water, the enormous splash cascades over the bow. Through your feet, Siv, through Choron's cage, and he looks down at it and looks back up at you and gives you a little nod. And then the sails catch the wind, and the ship starts to move through the water as groups of men pull the enormous cranks that retract the sand skis back into the side of the hull. And there is some commotion at the back of the boat as several pilots drop lines to hoist James and Uggo back in, patting both of you on the back for your courageous defense of the ship. And as each of you, the five of you, look back at the island, now a fountain of beautiful waterfalls gushing and frothing, you can see the shapes of Yuan-Ti and their sandcraft being tossed into the air, cast out over the waterfalls, almost like the island is purging itself of a parasite. The ship continues to move away from the island, and you're reminded of another time in what feels like another life when you sailed away from the same island as smoke billowed up and around it.
Right.
I do remember that.
Back to the future. No, sorry. Right.
So you are on the ship. It is mere moments after a pretty thrilling getaway was had, and the ship is now transformed. But you are kind of composing yourselves and taking stock of where you are, and the ship is now at full sail, pulling away from the island.
I think I need a moment to adjust. I think probably James is pretty flabbergasted because, the water and erupting kind of happened right in mine and Uggo's faces, as we were hanging off the back of the ship.
Sure.
So
go ahead.
Oh, just to clarify really quick. We are this island has formed, and is the ship in the center of it yet, or we're?
No, you came off the side of the island when it was a desert.
Right.
And there was this overhang cliff that you came off, and you fell through the air, and you landed on ocean water. And as that arrow came off the ship and landed back on the island behind you, it transformed the island from a desert landscape into this water-filled almost paradise of waterfalls flowing, kind of rose the island up even higher, and water's gushing off of it. You kind of still see bodies being strewn and flown and tossed into the air from the top.
The ship's not in there at this point.
No, the ship is past that. You came off the side of the cliff, and like Dukes of Hazzard or something, you caught air for a while, and the ship landed in the ocean, and now it is full sail in the ocean, kind of sailing away with the ship, with the island receding in the background.
That make you Boss Hog?
I don't think so. I think that makes Whitebeard Boss Hog.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Civ.
No, that's fine. It was all good stuff. I'm gonna shake the water out of my fur and then lean into the cage casually and look at Choran. Did you know that that was going to happen?
I told you I would demonstrate the power of the kinds of things I'm talking about.
How is that possible? Where did this thing come from? What did that? I've seen magic before, but I've never in my entire life seen anything like that.
Exactly my point. The kinds of things I'm talking about are wondrous and powerful. These are the kinds of things I can offer.
Where do they come from? Who made them? How do you know about these things? No offense, but you don't seem like a wizard to me. So where did you get this?
I am no wizard.
So where did you get this item from? This bracelet?
This is from the treasure cache of the Shazengao. They move it every few years.
I see.
Only a few people know where it is moved to. It is the most precious items of the dynasty. I know where they are now, and I can tell you, and I can tell Whitebeard, if you help me. It was well done the way you fired that arrow. Good on you. But now you will need to help me convince him to trust me.
I will do everything within my power, now that I've seen that you spoke the truth, to assist you. But I was not even remotely bending the truth when I say that Whitebeard is not to be trusted. He will find a way to betray us, to betray you. So even if we come up with a plan, we are going to have to execute it within an angel's breath to survive. And even if we are to recover these items, I hope you know how to use them, because we will probably need to use them to survive the ordeal when he decides to betray us.
Well, I suspect it will be no easy task to secure them anyway. But I understand.
Who guards these treasures?
I can only assume the Shazengao themselves, or they have contracted out. I know where they are. I do not know the means by which they are being protected, but I can get you there. It will be up to you to find them. But if I know anything about pirates and sellswords such as yourself, the way to gain your trust is through your greed. And if we can speak to your captains, perhaps we can allow him to think we are on the same side for as long as it takes for him to be useful for us.
Well, I'm sure that now that he's seen the power that you possess, that he will be very interested in these items. I just hope I can buy us enough time to procure them before he turns on us.
I have no choice but to trust you and your friends.
Well, you can trust my friends. I don't know if I would say you can trust me.
And I can trust your greed.
Well, that's true. That's very true.
James.
Yes.
I'm not really understanding what my eyes just saw.
I share the feeling.
Okay, good.
That was unlike anything I've ever seen. We've seen incredible things these past few months. I've never seen anything like that.
That is just as powerful as the amulet.
Maybe more so.
Are you two all right?
Yes. Yeah, I got a little shaken up back there. My ankle hurts. I had a snake creature hanging on my foot.
I saw all of it.
He's fine. I hide him.
Thank you for your help. Fahima, are you all right?
Yep. Just a bit embarrassed about my aiming skills, but other than that, I'm good.
Oh, that's okay. At least you stayed on the ship. I seem to have issues with moving vehicles. Civ.
As you say that, Fahima, by the way, medium-sized earthen gargoyle kind of comes flapping down and stands next to you, like looking for instruction.
Hi, Gary.
Oh, that's his name.
Oh,
Gary, I love it.
No, I said I wasn't going to name him.
Too late.
No. Ugh.
Gary really suits him.
Yeah.
He seems like he's organized.
What is that?
Organized?
No, that's him.
A gargoyle. Sort of a stone-winged creature who can attack and can also serve as a great statue.
Can it carry me?
Do you want to find out?
Not right
Gary?
now. Not
Gary?
right now. Not right now. Not right now.
Oh,
Gary's gonna go over and put his claws under your armpits and just like try to.
Lift with your knees. Lift with the knees, Gary.
What is Gary's strength?
He's a medium elemental and his strength is 15.
Good.
Why don't you roll me a strength? Strength
I
check.
count as a size larger, Jeff.
Yeah, I know you do.
Yeah, okay.
Rolling
Roll
a
me a
what?
strength check using whatever
He's dense.
modifier he has.
As an
No.
orc, I count as a
That's 7.
category higher. Yeah.
Okay, so he tries to pick you up, Uggo, and it's not happening.
Oh yeah, yeah. He seems like maybe no.
Well,
It's a good try though. It did good.
you know what, Uggo?
Yeah.
I'm going to work on a spell that will conjure something that can pick you up and fly you around. How does that
Oh.
sound?
Yeah. Also, if you could conjure those little ones that explode, I could put. I don't have cannon, but I could put them. I could throw them.
You could.
Yeah.
I'll keep that in mind.
And I forget. Is it you or James who can make me fly?
That's
Well,
me. I can do that.
Oh.
I can
I
make
thought
you
it was
fly
her.
if you turn into a beast of some sort.
I'm always down for that.
All right.
Right.
I like magic a lot because you two taught me. You helped me conquer fear of heights.
I
No,
didn't know you had a fear of heights.
Well, I did before. I knew that you could fly.
So anyway,
I'm sorry. Yes, I'm having a hard time focusing.
anyway, guys, about this big
Civ.
island that just appeared out of nowhere.
Oh, I was trying to distract us from what is difficult.
I mean, I appreciate it, but yes, we are surrounded also by pirates who may not have our best interests at heart.
There are a number of them, by the way. They've all sort of gotten to tasks. Making sure the ship is moving at a speed. It seems all of them pretty well used to their roles. It is not quite military precision, but it is a group of people that have been whipped into obedience, making a ship go forward.
Where is Whitebeard?
I have a question.
He's still on the main deck. He's sort of standing with Saugus Van Fleek, who's the helmsman, who is a turtle.
Right.
You see Whitebeard kind of look toward where Civ and the cage are and kind of make his way toward the front of the ship to have a word.
Jeff, do we remember all of our naval training, like when
You
we
do.
were on the boats before? Okay.
Absolutely, you do.
Great. So we're not like getting tossed about.
You are not. You in fact probably can make yourselves useful as well. You have
Sure.
a sense of how a boat. You were on the Tardy Plunder for I don't know several days and
Right.
learned quite a lot while you were there. Had to take up roles on the maintenance and
The rigging.
running of that ship. So
Yeah.
you are definitely well aware of things that need to be done. In fact, you recognize some of the things the pirates are doing, and you kind of understand a lot better than you did when you first set foot on the Tardy Plunder.
Do any
Do
of
I
the
s-
pirates look hurt or like they got jostled?
Well, there are a number of them that were on the expedition with you that survived the sandstorm and definitely look a little worse for wear. Some of them, frazzled from the escape. But there is this sense that the 5 sellswords that weren't members of the crew before this really were responsible for fending off the Yuan-Ti attackers. And so they're, as James and Uggo were
Yeah, we
hoisted
did
back
that.
on board, they were kind of patting your back and kind of there was a sense of feeling like you did it.
Well, thank you.
Where are the bullets?
bullets?
They were hoisted back on as cargo. The other two, of course.
They cut loose some of the cargo. They didn't get it all on board.
They did. The bullets are still seem to be part of the cargo that made it onto the ship. But there were a lot of supplies and sort of other things that they had cut and didn't make it into the ship.
So that would be below somewhere.
Well, they were mid loading of the cargo when this getaway had to happen. And so there's things kind of strewn about. Some of it had been jostled and slid around. And part of what the pirates are doing now is finding those things, organizing things. There's a whole lot of activity on the deck.
It just occurred to me, though, you said that those animals were kind of native to this deserted land. So if this deserted land just turned into a watery oasis, would those animals potentially die?
Potentially.
Oh no! I was gonna try and set these guys free, but I'm like, to where? To this oasis? They probably won't live.
And the Yuan-Ti haven't been able to follow us really now with everything that happened. You said it was like the waterfalls were purging.
Yeah, I mean you saw bodies flung and tossed. It's as if the sand of this desert was hiding a water cannon underneath it. That's what it seems like. And it just water shot up and out of it. And anything that was on top of the surface of that entire island, I mean, not as one plume, but as geysers all over the place, these bespoke waterfalls appeared all around the circumference and water shooting up. So you saw, bodies flinging and flying and the craft themselves kind of tossed off over the side. And so
it reminds me kind of the Genesis planet from Star Trek.
Yeah, not unlike that. Yeah.
If this is happening, I'm going to take to the decks, and Lily's very comfortable on a ship, and just kind of help out. And then if anyone feels like they're got any wounds or anything, I'll help patch them up as a pirate,
Fahima, can you come with me for a moment? And I'll lead Fahima over towards Civ in the cage.
Mm-hmm.
And
I'm actually waving to you at this point, James.
I follow.
Casually or intensely?
Yeah.
A little bit of both, actually.
Give it 20%.
You certainly see Whitebeard making his way rather swiftly to in that same direction.
Quietly to Fahima, I know fire is more your element, but have you ever seen or heard anything like that we just witnessed? I thought of you. I thought of Genasi's. I don't know. I mean, that was elemental magic unlike anything I have ever seen or read of.
Is this something that Conroy would have any kind of knowledge of?
I don't think you would ever have heard or seen of anything that would have the result that you just witnessed. It seems pretty remarkable.
Yes. Okay. Civ.
Yes.
What
magical artifacts from the Shazan Gao. He already told me.
Got it.
He says there's more. He says they're moved from place to place, but he knows where they're going.
Is anyone else terrified thinking about Whitebeard having magic like this?
Well, yes, that's why I figured I already made a plan. Well, sort of made a plan.
Well, don't we know he doesn't have magic like this?
I don't think he has anything quite this powerful.
Well, I have another question.
When we met him, he didn't, right?
Right.
Yes.
So there's treasures of the Shazan Gao hidden somewhere around here, but are we not concerned about the repercussions of us taking the treasure of a dynasty?
I thought that's why we were here.
Yes. Yes, I don't know though. I mean, maybe there's a happy medium. We need to keep. We
happy
need to
medium
keep
of taking someone's treasure?
No. A happy medium in terms of Whitebeard, in terms of the treasure that he's allowed to take. But I mean, a man with the distasteful leanings of Whitebeard having access to magic like that, I shudder to think.
Well, that's why I think it'd be best if we acquire them ourselves.
Maybe that's why we are here.
Yes.
So,
maybe.
What magic are we referring to right now?
That! I literally just point towards the island.
The bracelet?
I guess, yes. Whatever allowed that to happen.
Because who's to say that bracelet is not expended, right? Had one single charge.
Sounds as if there's more where that came from.
There are.
There's more magical items?
Yes.
I have a
Oh.
question.
Hey, you far. You're not supposed to just be sitting around talking.
Hey,
That-
leave
wow.
us alone.
Yes,
I'm one of
sir.
you just was a bunch of sellswords. I'm the only one working. I'll go back to work.
It just occurred to me
all.
that maybe the amulet maybe.
I want
shuts it
Lily to
down?
roll. Sorry, Lily, roll a performance check on that, please. You have advantage from Lily Dumbled Bay, but it was countered by Grim Fated.
But she's got like
Why
a
does it not get,
she's got like a plus 12 to
I know
performance
she's
or
very good
something.
at performance, but I thought
it was only a 15.
15. So none of the pirates think it's weird. They kind of like, yeah. Why are they standing around?
That's still like a community theater acting.
I definitely like jumped.
role for
not
Katie.
bad.
Like, what? And then I turned and saw it was Lily and was like, what?
For Lily, that's
Not
that's not her A game, but
Yeah.
for most people, it's pretty decent.
Could have been better.
It just occurred.
Even as I'm walking away, I'm like,
So, do you think it's possible that we could find something that we could take with us to help defeat the
Even
Ashen
if we
Age,
can't
et
take
cetera?
it, I don't know. I honestly don't know what's possible at this point. But even if we can't take it with us, I'm saying that maybe we should be selective and try to be strategic about what we allow Whitebeard to have and what we don't.
Swap them out. That's
Also,
all we,
should
that's all
take
we
it-
need to do.
we
Swap
should
out. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
No, that's fine. Go ahead.
No, I wait.
I was going to say one of my ideas was to swap them out. We swap out the magical artifacts with something that looks like a powerful item, another treasure of some sort.
Oh, just a lot of gold. Let him have gold.
Yes.
We know he steps out of this richer than beyond his wildest dreams. So I honestly, like, let him have all the gold he wants.
He's also
we're
he's not a
expect-
wizard. He's not a wizard.
But he's smarter than we give him credit for. Let's not
Well,
forget that.
magical
True.
items can be misused by those who haven't studied in the arcane arts.
No kidding.
I want to make sure that we are our characters are unclear, not our players are unclear. Are the players unclear as to what's going on?
I don't think so.
Characters?
No, I think.
Okay, cool.
Does it seem like it's unclear?
I
Because
was
then
just
maybe it
wondering,
is.
You tell us.
I just want to make sure, because the
No,
information that you know is that they're put some great stuff in a vault,
Yes.
and you know that it's still in that vault.
Right.
Your timeline.
Right.
Great. But that's not to say you can't.
But we
change
also
things. I
just
wanna
watched.
be-
Yeah, we also just watched a massively powerful magical artifact happen,
Yes.
and we know there's a psychopath on this ship.
And
So
wasn't
the
the
thought
card-
of him having it makes James a little worried.
And wasn't the card all about taking the treasure from the vault? Like that was the mission of the card?
Right.
Right.
Yes.
The card says there's amazing stuff in a vault in Turles.
Yep.
Right. Got it.
Because I rolled a 4.
But you certainly but you
Couple
certainly
months
have-
ago.
I just want to make clear, maybe more for the audience than you all, that we're all on the same page, understanding what you are completely free to make any choices you want, and that
Right.
may change things or not. But we'll. I just want to make clear that everybody.
are
knows
we
this.
sailing towards Turles right now?
That's not clear to you. You're sailing away from that island, but it's not clear to you if you have a destination.
All right,
Oh,
I'll
I
go up to
see.
I'll go up to another pirate on the
Yeah.
ship then.
Yeah.
Where are we going?
That way.
Yeah, I got that.
I just
What?
do as
That
I'm
way.
told. I just do as I'm told.
Yeah, well, so do I. But one of us got to know where we're going. Who's
You-
steering this thing?
But that's Sogus, or Whitebeard himself, or maybe Loudmouth. But
Go
don't
ask
ask me.
Whitebeard. What do I look like? I won't kill myself.
Yeah. Oh, right.
Okay,
Je-
bye.
Jeff, what cardinal direction are we traveling?
Right now, you are traveling east.
Right.
So
Well, if
as,
Whitebeard is
as this conversation is kind of happening, as you guys are all huddled out of earshot of Choran, but nearish to the cage, up strides from the other end of the boat. Really, this entire time you saw Whitebeard advancing,
Right.
closing in on you. He walks up, huge, immense man, very, very big, tall man, not quite as large as you remember him in your own timeline, but I mean round, but and a beard that's not nearly as long either. But he has a big pirate hat on, and this kind of gaudy clothes, and he walks up and he says, "Oh," And he looks over at Choran. He says, well, you've got my attention. And Choran picks himself up in the cage and looks right at Whitebeard, and he says, this island is my gift to you. Its moisture was stolen, and I have returned it 1,000 times. This is the kind of power that I can promise if you do not give me to the Shazengao. If you help me find my family, consider this island a gesture of good faith, hidden, secure, now bountiful. You can return to it when I am safe and make it your own. And Whitebeard looks at him and he says, you say there are more of these kinds of treasures?
I appear on his left side. Yes, there are a lot more, actually. He and I were speaking of them earlier. It appears that the Shazengao have a vault of treasure that they've been moving from place to place, and my friend here knows where it is and where it's going.
That's correct. Wealth and riches beyond imagining. And items of great power, like I just showed you, with many times my bounty's value on the black market. Or you could keep them yourself and use them to become even more powerful, even more feared. With this kind of power, you would not need to flee from the Yuan-Ti or anyone. They would be running from you. And I suppose, he turns to you, Civ, and the rest of you, you would want your cut as well.
Well, yes, I mean, that would be standard.
It's not every day that a man such as yourself gets an island just, out of nowhere. I think that might be worth an extra percentage, don't you?
I think I'll earn it.
I didn't earn it. Is that what you said?
No, I said, excuse me, I said, and I think we'll earn it.
Oh.
I think what we're trying to say is that we negotiated with this gentleman here, and we discovered what we were going to be able to procure instead of the measly 5,000 gold that you are going to get for his bounty.
Right.
I beat him up pretty bad. I think he's telling the truth.
It's true. I know where the crown cache of the Shazengao is.
How well protected is it?
Very. But no protection can stand in the way of the great Whitebeard himself, surely.
Jeff, have I ever heard of the crown cache of the Shazengao between my rogue friends as like a mythological story of treasure?
No.
Can I roll an insight check?
Sure. You have advantage from Silent D, but it was countered by Grim-Fated.
Oh, and so it begins.
Insight is that is a 13.
And you're doing insight on Choran, right?
When he was like, the protection is no match for Whitebeard. I'm just trying to see if he's being earnest or deceiving.
A 13? Yeah, you think he's really playing it up for Whitebeard. He seems to be...
in a kind of an obsequious way or like a deceiving way?
Yes, in he's blowing smoke. He's being obsequious. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is that how you pronounce that word?
Obsequious.
Yeah.
Obsequious? I always thought it was obsequious.
It's actually kind of lovely that you say that.
It's quite nice.
But I hate to be the kind of person that corrects people. But yeah.
What is
no one use that word in front of Ugo. Just do
I like aluminium. That's what I like.
Obsequious?
Obsequious. Guys, there's people watching us. Come on.
It's
so they're getting a grammar lesson.
Yeah. Anyway, so yes,
for intermission.
This is a show.
He is being he's blowing smoke. He's being
That's going to be a force of good card or a force of evil
false.
card.
Yeah.
It is not he's making a bigger deal
selling
out
it.
of it to try to selling it. That's a better way to say it.
Got it. Okay.
Whitebeard, is it possible that you don't have a chief negotiator on this ship? I thought for sure someone of your stature would have someone that is your mouth.
His name is Captain.
I need no other mouth than my own.
I see. So, would you like someone to advise you on negotiation? Someone perhaps with some experience in this area?
And who, pray tell, did you have in mind?
And I smile, my typical Civ smile. This is probably the most Civ thing that I've done in a while. And I'll bow in front of him.
Ugo rolls his eyes.
Yeah, can you roll a persuasion check, please?
Yeah, I would love
you
to.
have advantage from Don't Hate Fahima, but it was countered by Grim Faded.
Okay. Persuasion, you said?
Yes, please.
Yikes. That would be an 8.
No, I think I can do it myself.
I see.
I don't need you to speak for me. And I think I'll be negotiating with the 5 of you quite a bit too, it sounds like. So, tell me, Triton, what do you want me to do? Well,
He's talking to him.
Oh! My family. I will tell you and give you things beyond your wildest dreams. But I need to save my family. I need to know they're safe. I need to be with them. I need you to take me to them. What's to stop me from taking you and your family and tripling my reward? The promise of 1,000 times your reward. I'll think about it.
Imagine the legend of Whitebeard, the man who not only rules the high seas, but also, turned one over on the Shahs and Gao, the most powerful empire in Nine.
I want to say to the Triton in Primordial, are you not afraid that the consequences of Whitebeard having whatever's in that treasure trove might be worse than the fate of 3 people?
Don't talk when I can't understand you.
Careful.
The Triton looks at you with fear in his eyes. He squints a bit. He looks at Whitebeard. I don't trust you sellswords. Loudmouth spoke highly of you, and I appreciate your vigor in the defense of this vessel. But if you step out of line, I won't hesitate to end you.
I won't hesitate to end any of them either if they don't get back to work. Sorry to interrupt.
Finally, someone who gets it.
No more talking. Back to work.
And where are we going, Captain? Where are we heading?
Where are we going, Triton? Boster. My family's in Boster. The Isle of Rum.
I like
one
rum.
One of my favorite places.
Always wanted to go there.
Well, can't hurt to make a little sidetrack and decide on the way. Saugus, plot a course for Boster. He strides off.
I'm gonna. Is Loudmouth there? Or is he
Loudmouth
off?
is not in that discussion at all, but he is certainly on the deck.
I really want to cut that guy's beard off.
Yes. Do we have any?
I wasn't actually
Didn't you already?
yelling at you.
Oh, no. Yeah,
Got it.
Liz. Yeah, we got it.
I just
No, that
felt like
was-
maybe I would be like the boss, And
Yes, no, that
Oh,
was
no, you're doing
well
great.
done.
And they seem to be buying it hook,
Yes.
line, and sinker, so go ahead.
Do we have any idea how far Bosta is from here?
Who are you asking? Who are you asking? Me or the team?
I'm asking the group, but if Choran answers, that's even better.
Long time?
So we're sailing away from this island where the treasure is.
No, the treasure is not there.
Oh.
We don't know where the treasure moves. We need to go to his family.
I think we have to make sure that Choran and his family are safe, and then he'll give the information over to Whitebeard as to where the treasure is.
Correct.
That's right.
Which is a very interesting and dangerous gamble.
Seems a bit precarious, yeah?
Choran.
What other choice do I have?
Choran.
We have to do it.
Your family, what danger are they in? The Shazengau's hunting them as well?
Surely they are. If they are after me with such intensity. You know, of course, that you and Whitebeard are not the only bounty hunters who have taken up this charge. That's
what the Yuan-Ti were for.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Right.
I'm sure there are many others on the same trail, probably tracking my family now.
Got it.
We need to get to them.
Okay.
Fast.
Are they actually in Bosta, or is that just a ruse to get us to go there?
They're there.
How many in your family?
My wife and son.
Okay.
When he says they're there, I'm going to do an insight check.
Okay. You have advantage from Lily Dumblebay, but it was countered by Bingle in Flames.
Oh, the name makes me shiver every time.
Ooh, I rolled a 19 though. So
19. You're not so sure he's being completely honest.
Okay.
Ooh. Choran playing games. Okay.
Yeah.
That would be something only Lily would pick up.
Pirate
Yeah.
sense.
Mhm.
Well, I was kind of guessing that he would be a fool to send us to go find his
Sure
family.
you were. You weren't guessing that until I had that great roll.
We are going to have to help him and his family.
I'll be, by the way, I mean, if it hasn't started already, James will be sitting down attempting to take a short rest. Yes, if what we've been doing counts as one already or whatever, however you want to deal with it. But,
Yeah, I mean, you'll certainly have an opportunity to do that either now or in the very near future. The ship is sort of well underway, and things. There was an initial period of activity and tumult on the deck as they recovered from that escape, and also converted the ship from being a sand vessel to a water vessel. But now it is well under sail, and it is seems to be cruising along, and the activity has really lessened and calmed down quite a bit. And certainly there would be an opportunity to take a seat and kind of take a breather.
So Jeff, sorry, Morgan.
Yeah, you're fine.
You said there was like 14 and then 12 pirates on the caravan, but then when we got to the ship, there's obviously more pirates. Can you give us a broad estimate of how many pirates we're talking about in total on this ship?
Yeah, it's a full crew. Whereas on the Tardy Plunder, it was this skeleton crew, this very this small ragtag group. This, though a smaller ship in total, in size, it is a more robust crew. So you're talking more like 20 to 25 sailors.
Jeff, am I the
Male
only
and
orc
female.
on board?
What?
Am I the only orc on board?
You are the only orc on board.
Jeff, Mervis Blowhard was older than 22 or 23 when we knew him. Yes, so we can assume that Mervis is alive and around, maybe not here, but in the world.
Correct.
Okay, yes, I figured he was older than that. I just wanted to be sure. Okay, good to know. All right.
Well, I'm going to go try and find how many days we have until we get to, what was the name of the town again? I need to write that down.
Boster.
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 Buster.
It's on the
I
map
have
that's
them.
behind all of our beautiful pictures.
Indeed.
We can't see that, Jeff, because we're not in chat. Okay, then I'm gonna go try to find. I'll be right back unless there's something that you need me to do.
No, go ahead.
I'm gonna go
We-
try to figure out how far it's going to be for us to get from here to Bosta.
We should continue to look like we're working, or else it's going to get suspicious.
Gary can help as
Garden.
well.
I'm guarding Charon.
I mean, we can RP that out, Jared, if you want. But I mean, it's a few days travel.
I figured if I went to Loudmouth and I was like, gee, I wonder how long it takes to get to Bosta from here,
Yeah.
he would just blah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is not is not information that would be difficult to come by if you pester enough people.
Right.
And so, yeah, it's a few days travel easily.
Okay.
In fact, they're not quite sure. I mean, I'll even say this. You can gather, Civ, in kind of talking to a number of the other pirates on board, that everybody was not entirely certain where they were when they hit this island. They were, there was a few days of chase that was took them away from an area that they were really familiar with and kind of brought them nearer to waters that they find a little worrisome. But they were, chasing Choron in his vessel for quite a while and gaining ground. And he then landed on this island and disembarked, and they destroyed his ship in the process.
Right.
He fled across the desert.
And then caught up to him.
Jeff, again, like during this sort of quieter time or short rest time, I will ritual cast Detect Magic, because I basically want to see if Choron has anything else on him.
Okay. You do not pick up any blips of magic anymore on his person.
Okay.
I think
sorry, he's in tatters now, and that was really, even the first time you saw him, that was the only thing that really stood out to you as being out of place or even remotely valuable looking.
Yeah. I'll hold on to it to concentrate and kind of, search, like, as I look around the ship, basically, see if anything else pings off of Whitebeard or anybody else. Sure. But yeah.
Fahim, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I imagine that the gargoyle will disappear shortly. It's been probably almost an hour since I cast him. So I'm going to go up to him and just hold his face for a second. Say, I'm sorry I named you. You're going to go away soon, but I hope I meet you again.
And you see him kind of make eye contact with you and go, Gary. And then he crumbles into dust.
That was traumatizing, and I didn't even get to tell him what his middle name was.
No. It's gonna be fine, Fahima. It'll be fine. You'll see him again.
He's not real. He's not real.
Your hands are still holding a couple of rocks that used to be Gary.
Listen, conjuration is a weird thing, Fahima.
Did he just die?
No, Uggo, no.
Oh, he didn't die.
I don't know how it works.
He sort of went away. He went away.
So he'll come back next time.
He went to the farm. He went to the elemental farm.
When Gary
They have farms?
When Gary sleeps, he just is invisible.
Indeed.
He'll come back when he's awake.
He went to the place that he was before you pulled him into this plane, and now he's somewhere else.
So he died.
I think.
No, he was never alive to begin with. All right, I'll go.
But I saw him. He fly around. He tried to pick me up. He seemed alive.
All right, and I'll conjure Lily's flute in my hand and say, this is also not real. It'll just disappear.
You broke it, though. It was very real. You just broke it.
Part of what her magic does, Uggo, is that she draws things into creation that weren't there previously.
So she's creating something then?
Yes.
Then it's real.
But it wasn't real moments ago, and it isn't real moments later, so, this is a long conversation.
Isn't that the truth of when people have children? At one point, children were not real, and then they were.
Yes.
Oh, God.
So are children not real then?
Uggo,
God.
Please.
It's pronounced obsequious.
I'm begging you. Uggo, I'm begging you, please don't make her stare too hard at this. I'm not sure she's ready for it.
A conversation for another time.
Maybe.
Fellow fake pirates, we should look like we're working.
I am working.
Totally.
I'm gonna help Uggo guard Choron.
I could do this myself.
Oh, I actually want
Lily.
to. Can I go with you, Lily? I wanted to have a chat with him.
Oh, Fahima, before you go, do you have a candle?
What?
Do you have a candle?
I could make one. I suppose I've never had need for a candle.
Will it last a long time if you make one?
An hour?
Oh, well, I need it longer than that.
I can light something else on fire for you.
No, it's fine.
I think I actually have a candle, if that's what you're looking for.
Yeah, I don't. I have a bullseye lantern.
I don't know what's in this guy's pack, but I'll give you something for the candle.
You can have it. Consider it a gift. And I just hand
Thank you,
over my
Shiv.
candle. Sure.
Hey, Jeff,
Thank you.
while they're having this candle talk, I'm going to cast message to Turan
Okay.
and just send him a message that says, "It's me, Lily, the boss pirate. I want you to feel like you can be honest with us, and I don't feel like you are."
And no one else hears this. This is
No, it just goes straight to his brain.
right. And you look over and you make real solid eye contact with him through the bars.
They're talking about candles above my
Yeah.
head.
Yeah. And he looks at you. He can't respond, but he looks at you and
He can respond.
He can respond.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Message.
Message you
Oh,
can.
Yeah.
Message is a little different than Awakened Mind. Yeah.
Pardon
Yeah.
me. Pardon me.
He can reply in a whisper that only I can hear.
Right. And he looks at you and he casts his eyes down, and then he looks up, and you hear in your mind, "I am being as honest as I dare. Please believe me when I say the most precious people in the world to me are in danger, and my only goal is to help them."
I understand what it's like to have your family in danger, and I wouldn't wish that upon anyone. So I sympathize for you. I just don't want you to think that we're not here to help you, because it could get us in more trouble. And I understand it's tricky, and I don't need you to tell me more, but just know you can trust us. Take it for what it's worth.
And he looks up confused, but turns away and nods.
That was
Sits
out loud.
down in his cage. Sorry.
That was out loud, what she just said, the second part of that.
Mm-hmm.
No, it was message again.
Oh, you cast it twice?
Yeah. Oh, I guess I
It's a
can't.
cantrip.
Yeah, it's a cantrip.
Oh, okay.
So
all day.
5 seconds went away.
I want to conjure a mop and pretend to mop around the base of this cage area so I can also have a chat with him. I'm excited that he speaks primordial. So that's what primordial sounds like, right?
That sounds
Spot
like
on. Spot
Yeah.
on.
Oh.
Yeah.
Extraordinary.
I just want to
I
say
mean, I would do that too. I just don't want to confuse the listener.
She just said, "Hi, neighbor. How's it going?"
Right.
I just want to say it's not often I get to speak to someone who speaks primordial.
I have learned many languages in my time. It's proven very useful to me.
Might you know a bit more about Genasi or elemental origin? I'm sorry, I just don't really have much information.
You are Genasi.
Right. Do I not look it? That's sort of the goal.
Well, you know you are extraordinarily rare.
Have you met one before?
Never.
All right, so no information then? I was kind of hoping just, if you speak primordial and you seem to be sort of elemental yourself, you might have run into a few.
I thought you were a myth.
I suppose I am at this point. I can't seem to find anyone who's met anyone like me.
Well, I'm happy to meet you, pirate.
You as well. I'll get back to mopping so it doesn't look like we're conferring.
I'll get back to
Being a prisoner? Yeah. Do you want a game or something that you can hide?
I'm fine. I'm fine.
Okay, well just shout if you need anything. Lily can help you too.
I'll James will have made his way. I mean, being awkward as he is, not really good at manual labor. I think he'll have made his way over to Saugus if he's at the wheel, and sort of like be kind of keeping an eye on the navigation and trying to make use of whatever use he is of just trying to observe and yes, but not really
Saugus,
anything I need to say. But.
Of course, another character that you have seen up close in your own time. This is a younger version of this turtle. You remember seeing white whiskers and big side, sort of lamb chop sideburns that were white. He still has both of those things, a lot less white in them. And he looks like a much younger turtle, although turtle's wrinkly and old looking anyway.
Right.
But he's clearly a bit younger looking, and still moving slowly and sitting there with the great big wheel on the helm.
James, when I see you walking up to Saugus, I'm going to try to get your attention, and then I'll point at him, and I'll do this with my hands. And then that.
Oh, classic thieves can't.
Yeah. I don't understand thieves can't. What is that? No, I'm kidding.
Thought you were going to do this. Turtle.
Yes, I remember.
Thieves are amazing shadow puppeteers, too.
Understood. Yes, yeah. I think just sort of be pleasant around Saugus, but just kind of observe him.
Yeah.
Really need to.
So I mean, unless there's other things that you want to do, this day progresses, and you integrate yourselves into the workflow of a pirate ship. And as we talked about already, you are familiar with ways to be useful, and ways to be a part of this process. And
so we're not just sellswords, we're like pirate rentals as well.
Exactly.
Okay.
You were hired to be part of this crew.
Rental
go on this exposition.
Mending all the stuff that got broken.
Yeah.
So they found us on rentapirate.com.
There you go. So Jeff, I would like to do one thing. We don't have to RP it, but if I am working up in the rigging like I was the last time I was on a ship, I'd like to try to befriend as many of the pirates as I possibly can.
Sure.
And talk them into playing poker tonight.
Oh, you!
After everything is said and done.
Okay. There's some excitement over the notion of a game being started up in the underbelly of the ship, and you kind of spread the word, and there's definitely some interest and excitement among the pirates.
Good. And I will say to them that I got Loudmouth involved in the poker match as well.
Okay.
Is there a cook on board?
Of course, yeah. There'll definitely be a cook in the galley.
Okay, so I'm gonna make my way down to the cook since Fahima, you're gonna help. I'll go guard him.
Yes.
I don't need help. Why is everybody trying to give me help? I don't need it.
You can do it. I'll mend. It's fine. I had a quick chat with him. I'm sure you heard the gurgling noises, so I'll just.
Yeah, I heard you say Lily though, because that's the same in Primordial. I'll make my way down to the cook. Is it the same guy?
From Mervis's ship? No.
Yeah. Okay.
It is not Olo from Mervis's ship. It's certainly a different looking, kind of scrawny looking fella with a mess of hair, kind of in a cap that's pulled tight on his head, and he's working along. Lots of strange looking pirates that you encounter. This is a much bigger, the ship isn't bigger, but it's a much bigger crew than you had experienced on the Tardy Plunder.
Hi, what's your name?
My name's Dander Kelly. You know that. I thought we met earlier. Didn't we meet last week?
Yeah, it's my brain. One ear it goes in, and then the other ear it comes out.
Oh, it's all right. It's all right. What can I do for you?
Do you want anything that is like treats?
Treats?
Like treats, like I don't know, like for a special occasion. Like
some baked goods. Would you like some baked goods?
Do you have that?
No, I don't have that.
Do you have like some sugar? What do you have in here?
No, I don't have sugar. I got some dried meat. And if you want something other than dried meat, you can get it yourself.
Whoa, you don't have to get saucy with me. You probably don't even have sauce, do you?
Everything goes into the sauce. Yeah, you know, I can help you in ways to keep your belly full, but I'm not taking orders. It's not a short order cook here.
I'm not trying to place a bunch of orders. I'm trying to reward people for doing a good job today. I don't know if you...
You know what the reward is on Whitebeard's itch?
Here we go.
It's not getting whipped.
Not getting whipped.
Well, that's what I'm trying to tell everyone, that you shouldn't expect to get whipped. It's bad management.
Oh, yeah, here you go. Don't be whipped. And I've got a lovely pastry for you. No, it doesn't work.
It's called positive reinforcement.
Nowhere.
It's way more effective, and that's what I'm trying to prove. But you're not helping at all. Apparently, you like getting whipped.
Come here.
Are you gonna whip me?
First pirate ship.
No.
Well, then you got no excuse.
I don't. I'm trying to change things. I'm a rule maker.
Oh, good trying to change things.
Trendsetter.
You know what?
Right. Pirate ship 2.0?
I don't know what that means.
I don't either.
The deal. Think about it. Obviously, you don't have anything for me. But if you had a boss who gave you a nice treat every time you did something good, wouldn't you like him more? Wouldn't you respect him more? Or her?
Well, of course.
Well, that's all I'm saying. So why don't you try it sometime? I'm not going to take anything from you. I'm not trying to place orders. Just trying to be a bit of a pirate. We get a bad reputation out there.
You're not trying to stir up a mutiny, are you?
No! Just trying to make everybody work smarter, not harder.
You got ideas, and I know one thing about Whitebeard. You don't like pirates with ideas.
Well, he doesn't have to know, does he?
Secrets lead to mutiny, and I don't want to be a party to it.
Fine. Then this secret will stay between you and me. And I'll leave. Useless cook.
Doesn't that make him a part of it?
Yeah, already. Yeah.
Don't think too hard about it.
Jeff at what Uggo assumes is midnight. He's assuming everyone else is sleeping in quarters and so on and so forth. He will go midnight. Up to. I just figured.
I think we're gonna do a card game before midnight, but
sure. But at midnight, Uggo will go to the deck up to the front of the ship where it's traveling east. Is there anyone up there at that night other than the normal lookouts?
No, there's lookouts and the sort of minimal crew at night to keep the ship moving.
Right. Yeah. He takes the candle that Civ, I guess who is Civ, gave to him, and he places it basically on the flattest part of where the front of the ship is, and uses his tinderbox to light the candle. And he kind of makes sure no one's looking, and then bows his head and says, Amanda, I hope you can hear me. I am very afraid, not for self, but for family. And I am unsure what Triton is trustworthy or what I should do, but he has family. And all I can think of is family is most important. The flame is freedom from the dark. You teach me that. He takes a minute and then blows the candle out and puts it back in his pack and goes back downstairs.
And never felt in the short time that you've been aware of Amanda, the Candle Queen, you've never felt farther away from her, more isolated.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not a great feeling, but there's a sense of needing to persevere.
That's kind of what's going through Uggo right now. He feels alone and lost, even though everyone else is there, and he knows that they are them. But this is very confusing to him. and this is the only thing that he now has and aware of that he can latch to. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've never, even in the short amount of time, you've never called to her and have her not able to come to you. So it is strange, but you are in a different place now, and there is a hope that this doesn't last too long.
So does it feel like she's not even there?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Or farther away in some way. Not absent, but just unreachable.
What about the ancestors? He's not going to pull them forth, but it's more of a, does he feel still the connection?
Yeah, he still does. There's still a sense of them with you, watching you. There's perhaps even a shared confusion of where you are and what's happening, but they are still with you.
Yeah, and then he'll return.
So this night, as it descends on the ship, Civ, you wanted to convene a...
Jamesy.
Jamesy? But you've never called me Jamesy. What are you doing? What's wrong?
Because you and I are going to gamble this evening.
Okay. Okay, fine. With what?
Do you know how? With cards, of course.
Well, I mean, but I don't really have a lot of money.
Oh, well, I figured we could just use some of our shares.
Okay, all right, I suppose.
If we need collateral. I don't know how much money people are going to be playing with.
Right.
I figure we would start small, make them think that they're going to win, and then we'll come in and win and take all their money.
Yes, well, I mean, I'll follow your lead. You seem to be the experienced one in these matters. And...
Well, I need you to be the shill. I need you to lose.
Okay. Fine, I guess.
Do you have anything like table scraps or something on your person? Some sort of bread, perhaps?
I could probably procure some. I've got a bit of a biscuit from dinner. You know,
Perfect.
that could look fine.
That's
Yes.
perfect. So what I need you to do when we get into this game is I need you to eat the biscuit and be messy about it and let the crumbs drop down into your lap.
Okay. Is that a sort of signal to you?
Well, that's going to get Mr. Whisper to come over to you.
Okay, got it. You know, I could just speak to you telepathically, but you couldn't respond. But that's fine. I mean, that's probably
You're going to slip him a card, and he's going to bring it to me.
Okay, got it.
If you're losing, no one's going to pay attention to you. Trust me.
Right. Well, I've been very good at getting no one to pay attention to me for a very long time, so that's
good.
Yes.
Then this ought to work out perfectly.
I'm sure it will. Fine. I'll follow your lead.
Excellent.
I do have a game we can play.
Yeah?
What?
Yeah. So let me know who else wants to be involved.
I do. Only because I want to, but Fahima probably wouldn't be there.
Anybody
likes new experiences. I don't know.
Yeah. Anybody that wants to come and gamble is more than welcome. I just want James and I to be partners.
Does everyone on the ship know this is happening? There's this big.
I mean, Civ has
game.
spread the word throughout the day.
Yeah.
I think I'd be there. I don't know if I'd partake at first, but.
Let's see if how many pirates should be involved? I don't want to be rolling.
Table of 6, maybe. I don't know.
Pirates. Yeah. Okay. So this is all happening down in the hold as night falls, and there seems to be a bit of a ruckus, a bit of a hubbub as tables are set and pirates have come down and put off sleeping, some of them popping corks on various jugs and hoisting back drink to kind of get into the mood. And there's a bit of a lively atmosphere that is beginning down here. It's not raucous yet, but it is. Everyone's kind of excited. This is not something that happens frequently on this ship. It's a very tightly run ship with strict rules, as one can imagine. So the opportunity to let loose a bit is being embraced by all of the pirates that are down here.
Is it a pretty short fused crowd? Just out of curiosity, like is there occasion like a fight breaks out if someone, you know, is there any kind of like jostling between the crew or anything like that?
I don't think you get a sense of that at this moment. I think
Sure.
everybody is down here. You know, it's
Okay.
a friendly game now,
Great.
right?
Yeah.
And so
We'll see what we can do about that. No, just kidding. Okay, great.
Is Loudmouth there?
Loudmouth is there. Loudmouth is holding court. You know, everybody's got to take their place. See, and you listen to me because I'm going to keep everybody in order. We don't want to know Whitebeard. No, we're playing cards too loud down here. Might get too
No.
upset. And
Yes.
what are you? Each of you has to sit down, see, and then you'll get your turn. And then he's just going on and on, like laying out the rules.
Civ.
Yes.
I'll awaken mine to you sort of nervously. Just sort of, Civ. I was thinking. I'm new to this, but should I maybe try to win for like the first couple hands and like play better, and then you go, oh, you know, and so to kind of throw the scent off, you know, that kind of thing.
I told them all that you thought you knew how to gamble and you think that you're very smart.
Well, gambling
So-
is pretty close to mathematics. I mean, there are probabilities and mathematics involved. I probably,
Good.
you know, I mean, if I sort of set my attention to it, I mean, yes, it's new to me, and the whole reading of tells and everything is not something that really comes into my head. But yes, I'll be fine.
The more of that confidence,
Right.
the better.
Lose.
Yes.
You got it. And I take a swig of something.
I'll turn to Fahima and be like, I think James might be related to Loudmouth.
He is getting rather talkative now. I think he might be a bit nervous.
Wow.
All right, so we'll have a table of 5.
Okay.
James, Civ, Loudmouth. Who else wants to be seated down there at the table of the team? Anybody else wants to be at the table playing?
I guess I can just watch. Jessica wants to play, but Fahima would probably just be
Well,
watching.
we can play more than one.
Do
we can
it!
play more than one
Fahima,
round
do
of this if
it!
you
They
want.
need a girl in there.
Don't you want to do it?
No, I think you should try it. I'll be here. I'll be your cheerleader.
Okay. All right. Stand right behind me. But maybe you're not allowed to. I don't know. Wow.
All right. So
I give her a massage like when boxers go into a ring.
Civ, James, Fahima,
That's not distracting at all.
Loudmouth, and
With my parrot.
Her
She's
hype
got to
man.
be on a stool though, because she's a gnome as well.
yeah, and one other pirate. So there'll be 5 of you total.
Okay.
This doesn't really work well for Civ's odds of announcing the team, but
Stealing money from your friends, it's fine.
Loudmouth brings out a deck of cards and he hands one to Civ. Yeah.
What
there
is
you go.
happening?
Anyway.
That was like the magic of cinema.
Oh,
What was
wow.
that?
Did you pass that through your webcam?
We like to go with him.
Do
All
it to
right,
me,
here's the way-
Jeff. Do it to me.
Jared sanitized that immediately.
Is this a new thing that
Let's
Caffeine is doing?
One to Fahima.
Oh.
I didn't get the message. I don't have cards prepped.
No, social isolation is going to get us, down. No, here's the way this is actually going to work. And I have to admit, I stole this. This is not my invention.
That's
I stole this. I think this
Steal
is
from
from
the
Matt
best.
Mercer, actually.
Cool.
So here's the way this is going to work. There are 3 rounds of betting. Each player rolls a D8. Doesn't tell anybody what's on it.
Okay.
You have to ante first, and then you'll either fold or bet. Once all the bets are matched, or people have folded, then you roll a D6, and there's another round of betting, and then everybody rolls a D4, and another round of betting, and when all the bets are equal, you reveal your numbers, and the highest number wins.
And it works like poker, where you can like fold or raise or anything like that. Okay.
Exactly. So
Got it.
we'll roll a D8. Somebody will say, you'll have an initial ante of gold, and then somebody will say, I raised 10 gold or whatever it is, and you can say, I fold, or I call, or I raise.
And
Got
you're
it.
betting that you have the highest number.
You're betting that by the end, all those 3 die rolls combined will be higher than anybody else's. So you can
And
try
you
to
keep-
bluff. You can, all this.
Could you
same
lie
thing.
the entire time?
Yes.
But what happens at the last people? The person
It's
who
just
does
like poker.
truly.
It's just like poker. You would want to try to raise the bet to a point where everybody else leaves, so that you're the last one standing if you're lying.
So
You want to trade it, make it seem like you have really good rolls,
Right.
so that everybody else drops out.
Right.
Make sense?
But what if everyone stays in on the last round? Then
And
it
you
is
lose.
whoever
And
has the highest one.
your bluff didn't work out. They called your bluff.
Right.
So, but whoever has the highest roll will be the winner.
That's
Correct.
Okay.
Unless
everyone else folds.
Everybody folds, and then you don't
Right.
even have to tell people what you got.
I haven't played
Right.
poker since Texas Hold'em in high school, so this is why I have questions.
That's fine. This works in a similar way in that sense.
You mean
One question.
You mean Tabaxi Hold'em?
right.
All right.
One
so
question. What happens if they're tied?
split the pot.
Gotcha.
Oh, nice. Got it.
Fight
Nice.
to the death.
So, Jeff, quick question. If not the first round, maybe not even the second round, but definitely by the third round, if James and I are cheating, do I get to re-roll one of my dice?
Yes, you can.
Or you can
roll
take,
a
if I pass you a card, can you take my die? Like that sort of thing?
You
Sure.
can. You can get a re-roll with a sleight of hand check.
Okay.
And you can roll a deception check, and if you have a super high DC, but you can do a deception check or an intimidation check to attempt to force someone to fold.
Got it.
Ooh.
All right.
Totally
Well,
should've played.
James again is sort of like, all right, and he's kind of leaning into the role, and he said, "Well, yes, I did. I have played the cards a bit, and yes, and I don't know if you know this, but I'm a little decent at math and gambling. There's a lot of it's you wouldn't think it, but so yeah, I am playing the part, trying at
This
least."
pirate with like 2 teeth on the side that kind of hang over his front lip turns to you and he goes, "Never played before, have you?"
No, I mean, but basically the principle of the thing, I've
I've never played before. I'm really excited.
Well, I'm glad you're here with us tonight.
Perhaps I'll have some beginner's luck.
Right, indeed.
All right, Loudmouth, starts in a big, grandiose way. Well, it's time for us to get started, and I just want to say a few words before we do. And it just goes on and on and on. It's all the pirates start shouting at him to get going, keep
Can
starting
you
up.
shove some rum in his mouth just to shut him up for
There's
5 seconds?
drinks, so certainly that is a possibility. But so the first round, everybody needs to ante. We're going
Right.
to say the ante is.
Like a gold or 2 gold or 3 gold?
We're going to say the ante is 5 gold.
Whoa!
Oh, this is
It's a rich game.
Yeah.
Oh,
Pirates are
man.
They don't want to mess around.
Okay. Yikes.
And so everybody rolls your D8.
Okay.
5 gold is the ante, yeah? Okay.
You got this, Behemoth.
One more.
And we'll
hit
say
me one more
your
time.
stack. Let's say you have a stack of let's say 25 gold to start each.
Okay. Got it.
All right.
Ooh, 25 gold.
What's the order of our antes then? Or of our bets?
Where are we sitting at around the table, I guess is what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
That's a good question. Let's roll initiative. Why not? Let's make it happen that
Ooh.
way.
Do it. I love it.
This is an official card.
Do we have advantage on any of them?
Sid, you have advantage from TK421, countered by Grim Faded.
Okay.
James, you have advantage from Breba, countered by Grim Faded.
Thank you, Breba and
And
Grim-Faded.
Fahima, you have advantage from Don't Hate Fahima, countered by Grim Faded.
Okay.
And I have advantage from Aegis 13, countered by Fallstar for my first one.
I have a 13.
I got a 14.
20, dirty.
Ooh,
Ooh.
this is my girl. This is my girl.
Oh, I got an 8 and a natural 20. So that means,
Loudmouth and anonymous pirate number 1.
yeah. Well, you'll find his name out soon enough.
It's Murphy's blowhard.
So
Back then, they just called him Murphy.
Murphy.
Good
Murphy,
old
the
Merv.
captain's kid.
Good old Merv.
wait, so
Oh.
what was everybody's rolls? I'm sorry. What was it?
13, 14, and 20.
13 and 20.
13 for James, 14 for Civ, 20 for Fahims. Fahulis.
Behemy.
Right. So that means you want to go last, right? So that means the
Yeah.
pirate.
Do you want to go last?
Yeah.
You do. Yeah.
Oh.
There's,
Okay.
Pirate
there's,
one
there's a
goes
benefit in going
first.
last.
Okay, got it.
Then whoever rolled the 13, that was Fahima.
That was me.
No.
James.
Mhm.
Then the 14 is Fahima, right?
No, that's me.
No.
I'm 20.
Civ.
Then
Fahima, then Loudmouth.
Then
Or-
Loudmouth.
Got
Okay.
Also, I just want to remind everyone that a wealthy lifestyle in D&D 5e is a 4 gold piece a day.
Oh yeah, no.
This is serious
rich
business.
odds for sure.
Just to give people some context of what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Got
It's
it.
more than a day's wages for these guys, just to start. But you know, if you're not paying, you're not playing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And they're criminals, so I'm sure they've got
Also,
Yeah.
what do you spend
Walls
your
here
money
and
on? What do you spend your money on a pirate ship?
Yeah.
I would like to.
Do you
post-
really want to know the answer to that question?
No,
Yikes.
Jared, I know it.
I want to post up Meep actually behind the pirates if they're together, or one of them if they're separate.
So you want your parrot to go over to the behind the pirates?
Yeah, I'll just perch up on like a bookshelf or something, you know.
Okay.
A barrel.
It flies, it's sitting there. There's a
much
couple of other
cheating going
With
on.
Watchers.
clear sight of their cards.
there's a crowd around here, and they're kind of looking at what they perceive to be a parrot, and they're they're amused by it.
Very red parrot.
Yeah, very red parrot. All right, so the first pirate goes, and he says, "I'll raise it 2."
Raise it 2. Got it. Interesting. James is being very okay, raise it 2. Okay. You know, that's an interesting bet you have there. I will see your 2 and raise you another 2.
So it's 4 to you, Civ.
Well, 9 total because the 5 ante.
Right.
Right. Well,
What?
let's just say everybody antes.
Yeah, the 5 is
Right.
already in. Yes.
Yeah,
So
we're
it's not like Texas Hold'em where you have
Right.
nines and all that. It's,
Right.
it's just everybody's anteed.
Right.
I am going to look over at Blowhard and the other pirate that got the.
Loudmouth.
Oh, sorry, not Fahima. So it would just be Loudmouth. Thank you.
Yeah.
How is Loudmouth behaving?
There's 2 other pirates.
You can. There's 2
Loudmouth
other pirates.
and
One
another
has.
pirate.
One has. I'll just tell you. His name is.
It's not Dander? Dander Kelly?
It's not Dander Kelly. His name is Lopo the Jerk.
Lopo.
Yeah.
Oh, the jerk.
And so Lopo has raised 2. James has raised another 2. It is to Civ.
Right, and I'm looking at Loudmouth.
Yeah, you can roll an insight check if you want.
Okay.
You have advantage from Scully as my homegirl, countered by Grim Faded.
Yeah.
Got
Question here.
Yeah, buddy.
So the thing we did before we said was later. Can I be a part of this a little bit?
Sure,
And
of course.
mostly what I want to do is try to give Civ advantage by just being an intimidating presence.
Sure.
10.
10 for your insight check.
Yep.
He's a little skittish, but you can't get a bead on how good his hand is.
Okay. Then I will just call for now. So
All
I'll call James's raise.
So you've added 4 in, so deduct that from your total. I'm just
Yep.
keeping track of what's in the pot, not what you have.
Right.
Oh, we have to keep track of what we have? We can
Yes.
only bet maximum 25?
Correct.
Oh.
Yes.
Until things get interesting, that is.
Right.
So it is to Fahima, and the bet to you is 4.
Oh, okay. I guess I'm confused about this math because we're not adding the 5 in now.
The 5 is the base.
You
so
took
everyone's
5 just to start the game. Just to
Yeah.
start the game,
All right.
you have to give 5
Now
out of
it's
your
4.
total. And
Okay,
now
okay.
everybody's raised. There's been 2
Got it.
raises.
Got it. I see your 2, and I see your 2, and I raise you 10.
My massage on Fahima's back becomes a vice grip.
So you put in 14 on top of your 5. So that's
Yeah.
19 total. That you have 6 left, right?
But that's fine, right?
You did
That's
it.
fine.
I mean,
That's absolutely fine. There's nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that.
Civ is going to be having like a
it's
little
the-
gambling class after all of this.
It's a
is
recipe
over.
for a very short evening of gambling, but it is totally fine. So Loudmouth says, "Well, you know, I played with a lot of people before, but yeah, it's too rich for my blood. I'm out." And he folds.
So now we have to call 6 more just to stay in with Fahima.
Well, the first pirate.
She raised it 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, she raised it 10 beyond the 4?
So you were already in the 4.
Okay, I got it.
Yeah.
I'm caught up.
I don't understand.
This may have been a very bad idea.
Okay.
You wanted to involve everybody, Jeff. Everybody gets to play.
This is real life gambling, Jared.
This is what happens.
I apologize. We're playing Dungeons and Dragons, not poker, and I
thought don't apologize.
The good news is for everybody that's watching is it's probably going to be over pretty quick.
Yeah,
we could just scrap this and just have a series of skill checks.
Jeff, I have a question.
Yeah,
question for you. So when he says fold, can I intimidate him to not do so? Can I attempt to and I don't want to be overt about it. I'm not trying to be overt about it. I'm trying to be more of
oh man.
Uggo doesn't know what's going on, but it's very clear that you want as many people in as possible. And so anyone who's not in our team, he wants to keep in as many as possible. So it's more of a
man. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna switch to skill checks.
Well, and what I will do, what I will do to help Uggo with that is James will also kind of act a little too pleased, trying to deceive, yes, I got him to fold.
Okay, so Uggo, roll me an intimidation check.
Cool. Do I have
Fahima, roll me an intimidation check. James, roll me a deception check.
You got it.
Do I have advantage?
Fahima, you have advantage from Don't Hate Fahima that was countered by Grim Fated.
Again?
Uggo, you have advantage from Nerdlandia.
Shocked.
That was countered by Grim Fated.
And me.
James, you have advantage from Angel Devilson, countered by Grim Fated.
Thank you, Angel and Grim Fated. Oh yeah.
And
oh yeah.
Civ, are we at the point yet where you're going to try to do some
I am
business?
Drinking heavily at this point.
All right, roll me a Constitution
because none of my plans have gone at all the way I expected.
Your plans?
Just to mention beforehand, key to plans is to tell people what your plans are. Just saying. Just saying.
Yeah.
Well, in fairness, he did tell James exactly what his plan was.
He did.
He did. No one else.
I guess.
So I'm rolling Constitution.
If you think this is bad, wait until the second half of the show.
How dare you?
For it, but guys.
22 on the intimidation check.
24 on the deception check.
Wow.
Okay.
Wait for it. 3.
All right. So these guys stay in. They're scared, but they know that they shouldn't. Fahima's not intimidating them at all. They don't think that they know that she's got what she's got, but they're so scared of this big orc fella that they're staying in, and I'm
playing the part of the loser.
Yeah,
which James does well.
So let's just keep rolling skill checks because this is just going to be more fun this way. At a certain point, Civ, you want to do a sleight of hand, right? You want to try to cheat with Well, James?
Not on this first hand. I don't have to.
I know, but we're fast forwarding because this is not going as well as I'd hoped.
Okay. Then, what do you mean, Jeff? This is
I know. Let's finish the hand.
Have a great time.
All right. Okay. So then
yes,
roll your d6 then if you want to keep going.
Rolling the d6.
Do it.
Okay.
Do it.
I will.
I'm fully entertained, and I'm part of this. So.
I will take my biscuit out of my out of my pocket and just sort of kind of nervously making a little bit of but definitely let it crumble into
James, you have baked goods? I've been looking for baked goods all day.
Oh no, this is just sort of hardtack. I mean, it's not very. Yes, it doesn't even taste very good, and I'm sort of spitting it into my lap.
What's wrong with you?
Sorry, it's Sorry, it's
I'll definitely, when I see that, I'll release Mr. Whisper, assuming that James has a good card.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I will pass my 4 to Mr. Whisper under the table.
Cool. Is that a 4 on the D8 or a 4 on the D6?
On the D6.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm only rolling okay.
So roll me a sleight of hand check for that. James, you have advantage from Patyrus Stormblade. That was countered by Grimfaded.
Okay, thank you, Pytyrus and Grimfaded.
What?
His
Not
face.
Not good. Not good. 5.
Oh,
That's a 5er.
Oh!
So
We're about. Things about to get. It's about to get rough.
the guy with the 2 teeth, Lopo the jerk, goes,
Why do you?
"Hey!"
what?
Grabs your hand. Hey, cheating!
No, I'm not.
We
What?
haven't even gotten through the first hand. How could he possibly be cheating?
We're not trying to pass you his cards. I
That's
saw
a
it.
mouse. What do you? Oh my God, that's a mouse. What? No, I was.
Mouse!
No. What? No, absolutely not.
If you're not going to do a legit game, what are we even doing here? You
Sir,
said-
no.
It's all a racket. Is that what you think it is?
No, not at all. No. I beg your pardon.
James, don't you see what's happening? They're scared of you.
I
Those two are nervous that they're going to lose because Behemoth did such a good move.
well, no. I simply understood that. I'm so sorry. I'm still learning the rules of the game. But I was.
know the rules of the game are not to cheat.
That is this. What I mean, this mouse and
There's a guy in the back, and there's a couple of more that move forward. We don't stand for cheaters around here.
Yeah.
We're all cheaters out this room, not in this room. You don't cheat your cheaters.
Yeah.
I beg your
Place.
pardon. I feel very guilty in this moment, but I simply was doing what I thought to be understood as trying to rearrange my cards, and this mouse is my lucky charm. Actually, as a matter of fact, his name is.
Lucky you asked me. You know what we do with cheaters? We throw them off the boat. Yeah, we throw them off the boat.
Now listen here, sir. Now I beg your pardon. But I've already been hanging off the back of your ship earlier today. Need I remind you that you may not have a ship if it wasn't for us earlier?
How about this? How about you let him continue to play, but we agree you can throw him off the ship afterwards.
How about not?
Yeah. That's
James!
Well, what good would it do to throw him off afterwards? How about we just take his money now? What do you say, boys? Yeah, we should just take his money now. Wait. No, all of you. No. And he looks at you, Civ, because
Yeah.
you guys had made an agreement earlier. No.
Right.
See. We decided to make this game, see, because a lot of us on the boat, we're a bit tired of just going about our daily business every day and not having any fun. And some people's fun is you're tweaking the cards a bit. Now, he's a good pirate, just like I'm a good pirate, just like you're a good pirate, Mel. Every one of us is a good pirate. And if we can play together and cheat, then what good are we as pirates? We should all be cheating. You know what I'm saying? We should all be cheating. Yeah, we're all pirates. We should all be cheating. That's what the game's about, right? It's about cheating your friends. It's what we all do here on the boat. We hone our skills. So when we go back out in the world, when we get back to war, to town, we can get a sucker and find them, and then they use the skills we used here.
I can't believe I say this, but Loudmouth has an excellent point. But I apologize. But having said that, yes, as I understood, gambling on a pirate ship, a certain amount of skullduggery and under the table dealings was just sort of old hat.
I say we just drink. It's one thing we could do. We could just drink.
We could
I
certainly
was winning.
drink.
Are you saying we should drinking contest?
The crowd sort of disperses.
Oh my god!
Jeff pushes the abort button, and and you find yourselves face to face with a loudmouth who looks at you, Civ, and goes, "We had a deal here. You're lucky I'm such a persuasive talker with the men, because what you could have done with your clumsy maneuvers is gotten us all boiled alive. They don't take too kindly to trying to steal their gold. So maybe next time that you do it better. You tell me you're not good at this before we try."
Well, the thing is that I wanted to make my companion think that he was going to help me win, but that doesn't mean that I wasn't going to split the winnings with you. I wasn't expecting that other pirate to be sitting there expecting my friend who knows nothing about gambling, mind you, to try to cheat.
Well,
it seems
a pirate, you know, they know what they're doing. They've been around a few times. They've been inside a couple of taverns where things go sideways.
Right. It seems like no one trusts anyone on this ship. Is that true?
Of course, you're on a pirate ship, first time.
Right. So the only way that Whitebeard keeps anyone in control is through pain and whipping, correct?
There's also, you know, my general charm and charisma as his faithful servant and right-hand man. I often help the boys get in line just by kind of telling them, as I demonstrated here just before, when they were all about to throw you off the boat and your friend was going to get pummeled into a state of semi-consciousness.
I very much appreciate that. In fact, I appreciate that so much. I think I can offer you something extra when we get to Boster. Just between you and me, I know a little secret that the prisoner elaborated on, something that Whitebeard doesn't know.
Oh, secrets. Well, that's something, you know, you can always trust me with a secret. There's one thing
Can I trust you?
There's one thing I'm known for. It's keeping a secret. It's not blabbing away about all sorts of things. I'm known quite honestly as a man of trust and a man of confidence. And people always know that about me. I've said it a million times that if there's one thing I know, it's when not to talk. And all the people know me for it. They call me loudmouth, but they know when a secret's a secret, loudmouth keeps it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, my goodness.
I tell you what, between you and me, I'll tell you the secret, but the only person that you absolutely cannot tell is Whitebeard. Absolutely. It would be very, very dangerous for both of us if you were to find out.
Well, now I'm intrigued, I have to say. I'd like to know what Whitebeard can't know, you know, because I wouldn't tell him, I wouldn't violate the trust that you're definitely finding in me. What's the secret?
Well, the secret is, he told me that the items that he's been whispering to us about or telling us about, the treasures, are actually cursed. And the only way that we can procure them is if we do something that removes the curse first. But if we tell Whitebeard, then he'll know about that. Do you see what I'm saying?
I do. You're saying that we, as a group, are on our way toward a
I'm saying between
cursed treasure.
Between you and I, the items are cursed. And if we don't say anything to Whitebeard, the curse will affect him and not us. And then we can take the items.
What's the manner of the curse?
Oh, he didn't go into any sort of deep elaboration, but I think it has something to do with death magic.
Death magic? That's the worst kind of magic. You know, there's all sorts of magic. There's conjuration magic and abjuration magic.
I have good news, my friend. Those two happen to know magic, and they can remove the curse.
Can I understand, can I hear Civ having this conversation? I don't want to interrupt, but I would like to try to overhear it.
Yeah, are you attempting to have this in, sotto voce? Is this a in confidence conversation?
I think I would whisper if there were pirates near, but if there was James or anybody else from our group, I don't think I would care if they overheard.
Well, I think, this started out as being the kind of thing where he was chastising James, so it makes sense that you were standing right there anyway, so.
Right. Okay, got it. Okay, so so I've overheard all of it. Understood. Mm-hmm. And then I'll take sort of a yes, death magic. Very astute at dispelling all kinds.
Are we talking about necromancy?
Death magic. Fahima, and a sort of
death magic.
Correct.
Right. When you die, there's magic that comes out of the corpse.
It's very true. That is, yes.
Infects everyone around it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I've
Yes.
heard that. I think you know one of my friends died once in a horrible accident. Did I tell you that story? Well, I saw death magic come out of him. Or
Oh,
maybe it wasn't
fascinating.
death
You did.
magic. It might have just been poop. But one of those things happened when he died.
They can look
I've
similar.
heard, yeah, it's hard to tell the difference.
Yes, that's accurate.
Is that what that is?
Civ,
Mhm.
can we have a word?
Yes, of course. Excuse me, my friend.
No, sure, certainly.
Listen,
Yes.
I mean, this, you know, I appreciate your strategies and everything. I just want you to be careful about. I mean, I think tonight is maybe a lesson in sort of how our communications should be and sort of your plots. I mean, you nearly. I don't want to bring up a sore subject, but back there getting into the forges. I mean, you nearly ruined the whole idea with, angering the king as you did. And you didn't
respectfully disagree.
You didn't tell any of us.
Yes, I am sorry about that, but I also
Yes, but
knew
you
that
keep doing it, is why I'm bringing it up.
I see. So you want me to talk to you before I try to patch things up?
I think I would hope that tonight has maybe, helped us learn a lesson that our group is a little bit of a wild card, so to speak, especially if not everyone knows what's going on.
All right.
So I'm
what do you have in mind so that Whitebeard doesn't immediately take the treasure and then turn on us?
I
would
know
love
yet.
to hear your plan.
I don't have one yet, but I mean, I see you already setting your machinations in place with Loudmouth, and so, I just want you to be wary, I guess, is all I'm trying to say.
Well, I'm trying to be as careful as possible, which is why I'm putting as many machinations, as you call them, in place.
Okay.
Otherwise, I firmly believe that Whitebeard is going to double-cross us.
That's a safe bet for sure. Okay. All right. No, I think I see where you're going with this. I don't want to be surprised from you again and just sort of, being forced to play catch up. But, I can think quickly on my feet from time to time, but also, what's the need?
What's the need in creating a plan so that we're not caught off guard?
No, what's the need if you could have just communicated it to us beforehand?
Oh, well, I was making it up because my original plan didn't work.
Yes, but you also wrote a bunch of posters the night before and had plenty of chances to tell us before that happened, but you liked your big reveal. And so, you're a showman from time to time, and I'm not here to tell you that's wrong. But, you could tell us.
All right. I will tell you from now on.
That's all I'm asking for.
Fine.
Thank you.
I want to thank some of the people that have been giving us love. It's been too long since I took a pause for that. Scented Meat, TK421, Gamershare,
Scented Meat,
follower of Fahima, Hail Yourself, if FC, Scoundrel Lovejoy, Helm Smasher, and many others. Thank you for those balloons. We appreciate you appreciating what you're seeing. We are so grateful for that. Thank you. All right, so
I'm good at that. There we go. There it is.
Without further ado, that kind of the night winds down. Ugo, you have that moment as midnight happens, but the five of you find your accommodations in the ship. Evidently, as the sellswords, you had lodging there as well. That is indicated to you, and you make your way. If there's anything else you'd like to do before bedding down, you can. But otherwise,
I'm going to be getting quite drunk.
All right.
Whitebeard's gone away to his quarters for the night. I assume he's not.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
He's not about.
Okay.
All right, so the night falls on the ship, and you all are rested. You have a long rest, and as the morning breaks, it is up and at 'em, and it is a busy day of things you are well familiar with as previous members of a ship's crew. You start pitching in and doing your part to keep the ship moving. And Fahima, as you are walking, kind of getting your bearings on the ship and making your way through the galley and up into where the breakfast is served, and you're making your way to find the rest of your companions, you bump you come walking through a doorway, and you bump headlong into a young boy, can't be more than 10 or 12 years old. And as you do, he drops what looks like a wooden whittled figure that he had been clutching in his hands, and it hits the ground and skids. And he looks up at you, and with big eyes, and he looks down. He's like, "I'm sorry, I dropped this. I'm sorry. Pardon me."
I'll pick it up for him and hand it to him. What does it look like?
It looks like it's hand carved. It's a little figure that looks kind of like a sea creature of some kind, like might be a whale or a dolphin or some kind of thing. It's not very well made, so it's difficult to know exactly what it looks like, but it clearly is intended to be a shape of some sort of marine life.
You said this is a boy?
Yeah, a young boy, about 10 or 12 years old.
Are you?
Can I have that plaque back, please?
Of course, it's looks like it's very special. What?
Please don't tell me. Don't tell me, Dad. Please.
Who's your dad? And who's your dad?
Well, he's the captain of this ship.
That explains why you're on the ship. Then I don't often see. Not that I've sailed a lot, but I wasn't expecting someone of your age.
I bet you I'm gonna be a great pirate. Hey, is that a parrot on your shoulder?
Yes. Do you want to pet him? Her? It?
Can I? I guess every great pirate has a parrot.
Its name is Peep.
Peep the parrot.
Peep the parrot.
Whoa. Hello, Peep. Oh, hi. Quite red.
Yeah, Meep will kind of, duck her head and do the whole, cat thing where they're, asking for head rubs.
Well, please, ma'am, don't tell me, Dad, about what you saw. My dolls.
He doesn't like when you play with dolls?
Just promise me you won't tell him.
I won't tell him. Your secret's safe with me.
All right.
And he scampers off.
I'll continue my way to the rest of the group.
Yeah, and everybody else is kind of working. You see a lot of activity again as dawn is breaking across this beautiful, pristine, crystal clear water. The ship again under full sail, moving rather swiftly, and it is a day on the ocean at full sail. You don't see any signs of land 360 degrees around any of you do, and everybody is kind of doing their roles. You guys are again using the knowledge and experience that you remember from working on the Tardy Plunder to pitch in and be helpful and fulfill your role as these sellsword hirelings on a pirate ship.
I'd like to try to get the little boy's name from someone. You didn't say it, right?
He did not say it. No, you don't know it.
What is it?
Anybody want to tell her?
Oh.
Jessica Lynn Parsons.
I need to go back and rewatch your episodes. My memory is that bad.
It's all right.
Is Showron's? So Showron is in a cage that is just sitting on the deck, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
That's correct. It is not just sitting on the deck. It has been fastened to the surface of the deck. It is not going anywhere.
I'll approach Whitebeard when he sort of appears.
Yeah, he's back in the rear of the ship near where the helm is, and sort of holding court, looking over his men, shouting periodically and motivating people in a dark way. Yeah.
Yes, Captain.
Oh, did you want to speak to me?
If you have a moment, I just had a suggestion, thought.
I'm very busy, but what do you need?
Well, I was just simply thinking, since we're carrying with us very wanted cargo by other bounty hunters, Yuan-Ti and others, I was just wondering how wise it is to keep him in the wide open in a cage where any passerby could, with a spyglass, happen to see him. maybe we should disguise the cage or find a bit more, subtle arrangements.
Well, an idea from the sellsword.
I have a few talents.
If we put that Triton under in the hall, he may not like it, may die. And I don't want that happening.
Understood.
So you want to put a tarp over him? Put a tarp over him, be my guest. But he stays where I put him, because I'm the captain of this vessel.
I wouldn't dream to question it. And, okay, well, we'll find a way to perhaps camouflage it then.
All right, you're certainly free to do so. There's
maybe some netting.
To find, there's opportunity to find all kinds of things like that.
Yeah, netting and other such things, just to, basically.
Burlap or whatever,
Yeah.
Canvas.
Yeah.
And things go like this for many hours, and you guys are working hard, kind of not infiltrating, but blending in with the crew and becoming pretty comfortable in getting things moving and being helpful and being useful. And
does anyone on the crew dislike Whitebeard? Or are they
all of them dislike
all of them?
Okay. Can I stir some of that up?
I mean, no. He has loyalty through an iron fist, and some of them even.
Does anyone ever talk about like their dislike or their hatred?
It would take quite a lot for you to sow seeds of everybody would be scared that somebody's trying to stir up mutiny, or is even a spy themselves for Whitebeard, trying to get them to admit something about. I mean, there's a palpable fear here. This is a despot. He rules them. And go ahead,
Jeff. Why would they join his ship if they fear him and he treats them so badly?
Because
why wouldn't they go to a different ship?
The biggest riches and they're the most successful pirates.
Right? I see.
They are. And it's also a little Stockholm syndrome, perhaps, but they are living it up. When they roll into the pirate towns of Wart and Tan, they roll hard. Whitebeard is known. They get the most lavish accommodations. They get, they go out and they work hard and they're beaten. And if there's any insolence, it is dealt with harshly, and they're
paid extremely well.
They're paid well, and there is a prestige to being among the best.
So do they know about the treasure? Do I get the sense that they have any idea how much money or magical items, so to speak? Do they have any idea?
At this point in the journey, that information has percolated through, because it's basically just you and Loudmouth and Whitebeard who know it.
Figured Loudmouth pretty much lets everything.
It's just a little early for that to have happened yet, but you can rest assured it will. It's just perhaps a little early for that to have happened.
Sure. Do they get a cut of the treasure, or do they just get paid a daily wage?
It's a little of both. There's a daily wage, and then when there's a big
bounty
windfall, there's a cut of that. And he is awful at his heights, but generous at his heights too. He'll go and, like I said, buy out an entire tavern in Wart and throw these lavish parties when they hit the port. And it is that kind of crazy extreme gangster lifestyle, right?
I want to get to the group and say, well, I just had a very strange experience. I met baby Mervis. Well, not baby exactly. He was around 10 years old, I'd guess. But it was quite shocking to see.
Did you say anything to him?
Not much. He just wanted to pet Peep. And, well, now we share a little secret, but I was wondering if maybe Civ, if you had any sort of cunning plans laid, maybe he could be of service, because He owes me one. I have something on him, rather.
You mean Mervis?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Well, I had planted a seed, and I look over at James, where I was trying to get the information to Whitebeard that the treasure was cursed.
Yes.
Why?
As a way to potentially
Buy us time.
Yeah, buy us time in case we need to kind of keep Whitebeard away from any of the more powerful items.
But wouldn't he just kill the family if he knew that the treasure was cursed?
Right.
No, the curse can be removed. At least that's
What?
that's the rumor that I was spreading.
Okay, so
What-
it's not cursed then?
The treasure's not actually cursed. Okay.
Okay.
I think I need a bit more clarification. So he finds out that it's poison, or not poison, that it's cursed. Is there any sort of anticipated time for this? Because as soon as he finds out it's cursed, he's already not exactly convinced he should be getting this treasure in the first place.
Oh, I think the bracelet is going to be more than enough to convince him, whether we say anything one way or the other. You don't see that much power in a magical item and then walk away.
I don't think this is very wise.
It makes a certain amount of sense, and I mean, in terms.
Let me spell it out to you, since no one seems to understand the situation that we're in, and I think I have I have a better grasp on the situation, seeing as how these are my people.
Yeah.
I mean, they're on a boat as opposed to in a city. But the way I see it, and you're more than welcome to disagree with me, by all means, poke holes in anything I say. But the way I see it, we're going to go eventually find this treasure.
Mm-hmm.
We all know we can't trust Whitebeard, right? The minute, in fact, the second that we find this treasure, there's absolutely no reason for him to keep his word. I wouldn't. I don't expect him to.
Is he coming with us?
Whitebeard?
Yeah.
Yes, I would assume he would come along if it is going to be treasure of this.
Oh, it made it sound like it was our doing. That he was going to negotiate and we were going to go do whatever we needed to do.
I can't imagine that he would trust anyone, much less us, with, to sort of force, to transport or move or acquire.
He trusted us with that guy.
Well, he had his pirates come with us.
Yes.
So at this point in time, he doesn't know about the bracelet?
What I'm saying is he's a coward. I don't think he's going to come with us.
He does know about the bracelet. He saw it happen. We all saw it happen.
But he saw the bracelet and he was still apprehensive about going and getting the rest of the treasure.
Well, because it's a difference of bird in the hand, or maybe Choran could be lying.
Yes.
So do you think that you'll reveal that it's cursed when he's confronted with the treasure and not before? So he doesn't have time to change his mind?
I don't have any problem with him finding out that it's cursed at any point because of the two of you. And I point at James and Fahima.
He basically, Civ is trying to position us such that Whitebeard can't get rid of us.
Yes. You become infinitely more valuable to him.
Yes.
If he buys what you're telling him.
Yes.
Yes.
Of course.
I'm not sure he's going to buy it.
I could, if we get to the treasure and we want to show that it's cursed.
Yeah.
I could disguise self all of a sudden into something different as soon as I touch it.
I could, cast a spell that causes a bunch of people to see nightmares and make them run away. I mean, there's lots of things we could do.
I could rage.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you could, Argo.
It made me very angry. Like, oh no, magic item make Elric very angry.
Yeah, that's scary.
For sure.
Look,
They
in the
seem
end,
scared.
yes, they should be.
You're darn right they should be.
The only thing I'm more terrified of, Ugo, than Whitebeard is if I ever truly anger you.
Oh, I don't think you could do that.
I
You
hope
already
not.
lied to me about loving Lily, and now we are friends still.
This is very true. This is very true.
You are my family, Civ. Unless you put knife in back and then tell me you hate me, I don't think there's anything that you could do that would not make me not love you.
Well, thank you, my friend. I promise I will never, ever, ever do that to you.
I believe you.
Fahima, what were you going to say?
Can we just talk a bit about what the ultimate goal is? Because I don't really know what we want. Do we want to save someone from getting murdered? Do we want the treasure?
Yes.
Do we want both?
Both.
Do we want to somehow prevent some of the atrocities that are going to happen in the future?
All of the above.
Well,
Can
listen,
we?
no, there are some things that we honestly, this could be a very slippery slope. Time travel, if that's what this is, I can't even believe I'm saying it. There is a certain amount of things that we have to allow to happen. But
Like we couldn't kill Mervis, for
we
example.
could not. We couldn't kill Whitebeard. We couldn't because
Why?
because we need those things to happen when they happen. Otherwise, it could start a waterfall effect that will change the future in so many ways that we could never possibly. If we kill Whitebeard now, the tardy plunder may not be there when we need it to be. Everything would be different, and it could affect everything in unforeseen ways that we couldn't possibly predict. That could be catastrophe. So no, as much as we can, we must preserve the timeline. Does that make sense?
We did need Claudette on
Yes.
the tardy plunder.
There are
Must
terrible things that Whitebeard is going to do, and unfortunately, to some extent, we need to let him do them. However, we don't know, and we're here to try and mitigate and minimize them, maybe as much as we can. But to an extent, we don't even know.
So like your flower, if we don't let it rain, it will not grow.
That's an interesting metaphor.
What if we convince Whitebeard to stop whipping his crew? That doesn't change anything.
It might. It very well might.
They might not hate him as much in the future.
Mervis Blowhard might grow up to be a completely different person if his father wasn't a total jerk all his
He
life.
might not have sailed out on his own. Gotten his own
Exactly.
ship.
Look, we're playing a very long game of what ifs.
Yes.
All I know is the amulet sent us here for a reason.
Yes.
And as far as I can tell, that reason is that treasure.
And we need to
tell me I'm wrong.
No,
Please
you're
tell me
right.
I'm wrong.
You're right.
Okay.
No, but I have just had an idea, and I was trying to say it earlier, but what if the amulet is just another treasure of the Shashangal?
It very well could be.
Could be. We don't know that of it. I mean, it was created right at the end of the War of Ideas. We saw when it happened.
Is that what that is then?
I have no idea. That's a whole other question for another time.
That would make sense then why we are here. Amulet is trying to tell us that there are other things like it.
It's possible. It's possible.
Well, like it's brothers and sisters.
Yeah, or cousins.
So let
Okay.
me just ask everyone,
Mhm.
and you can all be totally honest.
Okay, can we pretend like this conversation's a little more rough so we can fit in?
Right.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Arr.
What do each of you want to do? And I'd like to start with someone who hasn't already spit out a plan. I've said a lot. James has said a lot. What about the other three? What would you like to do with the treasure, with the Choran, and with the Whitebeard and Mervis situation?
Well, I guess I'll say something. I agree to follow your lead, Civ, that these are your people, and I trust you on that with how we actually get to the treasure. I guess my question really is once we get to it, how long will we be in this part of time? And how do we get back to the future? We don't know. So we could immediately get to the treasure and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Or there could be more after that. So I know this isn't super helpful, but I think we kind of have to take it one point at a time.
I agree.
All right. So what would you like to do about the treasure? What would you like to do about the Triton? And what would you like to do about Whitebeard?
I mean, I think what we're doing is a solid plan so far. We're going there. I think the cursed treasure's a fine idea.
I don't think that we can actually plan all that well, because honestly, I think we just have to, as Lily pointed out, we sort of have to take it one decision at a time, where maybe we know at that, maybe it needs to be staring us in the face before we go, okay, that isn't the future we know, that is the future we know. Whitebeard becomes immensely rich, but maybe Sharon and his family can escape and not completely ruin the future that we know.
I know one thing.
Yes.
We have to save his family.
See, that is exactly what I'm talking about. There's no way for me to know that that's the plan without someone actually saying it.
I honestly don't know if that's the plan. I hope it's the plan. I hope.
So you're telling me
hope.
that you're all right with the man in that cell dying? That's what you're saying, James.
If it preserves, if it means the future that we know is saved because things need to stay roughly the same, roughly. And it's possible that if we can affect any change at all, maybe it's small, maybe it's this, if it means sacrificing what is ahead of us and what we know already happens and has to happen, then yes, he has to die.
But James, why would the amulet send us back to this exact point in time if it wasn't to help him?
You're right. You're right. I hope I'm wrong. But I know if we are faced with that decision, that it's the needs of the many and the needs of the few, and there are millions, there are thousands of people that whose lives could be affected if a person who's supposed to die at a certain moment lives on.
The fact of the matter is, though, we don't know what would have happened in that moment, so we won't know if he lives or dies. No. So I think we should operate personally under the assumption that he lives and we save his family.
I hope so.
So we're all in agreement.
Well, I just want to say that I agree with all of this, and my primary goal is to save any creatures that might be in danger, of course, and keeping in mind that we don't want to change anything, and to do everything we can to save the wardens, because I think that is the overarching goal of this entire experience.
Mm-hmm.
I think Uggo might be right, that we might be about to find the amulet, or there might be something tied to the amulet. And James is right, we can't sacrifice getting to the ship that will get us to the warden, to free the warden. So
right.
I just hope there's a key. There's a key to something.
We can't do anything more than address each decision as it comes to us, but I just need to keep
I don't agree. I'm sorry, my friend, but I do not agree. I think we can definitely everything you said, I totally agree with. What I'm trying to say is that if we're not on the same page, when we get in that moment, we will be fighting amongst ourselves.
Yeah.
And that will give Whitebeard the upper hand.
But he ends this story with the upper hand. That's my entire point.
But he doesn't have to. He doesn't have to.
I don't know. And you don't know either.
I know that family is important, no matter time and place. And I believe that not just Amulet bring us here, but Candle Queen.
Listen, James, I understand where you're coming from, but I think let's operate under the assumption right now that we are going to do our best to save that man and his family.
I would love to.
And if we get in a position where you feel otherwise, so that's the plan, and that's what we're operating on, so we're on the same page. And if we get to a point where you feel, this isn't how I wanted it to go, then you give us a little heads up, and we have a little huddle.
We need a word.
Yeah, you can get into all of our brains, no matter if we like it or not. So you just do that. You've never had a problem doing that in the past.
Can we agree on a word?
Certainly.
What would you like the word to be, Uggo?
What would you like the word to be?
Obsequious.
And as you say that, there is a that sound that you remember hearing, and the ship comes. It feels like it's slowing down for a second, and you see there's some scuttlebutt on the side of the ship. One of the sides, a bunch of pirates looking over the side and pointing and talking, and that's where we're going to take our intermission.
So much inter-party communication happening.
That's great. I didn't want to interrupt it, but We are overdue. for
Time
intermission.
travel conflict.
I love it. I love it. Nothing makes me happier. Honestly,
I also
was
love
like-
the guy who makes the decisions. Is like we all have to be on the same page.
So I want to.
I just got lectured for doing something that I was not supposed to do without talking to everyone first.
Right.
Yeah.
I want to thank some of the people that have been giving us love. Hail Yourself IFC, or excuse me, Hail Yourself If FC, Angel Devilson, Just Jules, Soup Can Sam, Brr, Ice, Cold Candor, Jägermeister 21, and others. We really appreciate those balloons. We're going to take a brief intermission. Lord Airband's going to take care of you in the interim, and we'll be back for the second half of the show shortly.
Yay.
Season.
Goodness gracious sakes alive! No, Milo, I told you to quit it. Just stop playing with it. That's it. Done. All right, when are we going live? Are we live? Oh, we are. Hi, hello, everyone. Fear not, fear not. Yes, yes. Our campaign will continue after this brief intermission. Right now, it's time for us to enjoy each other's company, as per usual. How is everyone doing? Is anyone out there feeling under the weather? Yes? No? Milo! What on earth is that? Why would you do that? I bought that for you. That was for your mother. Unbelievable. All right. Is everyone feeling all right? Is anyone out there under the weather? Yes or no? I'm feeling my typical level of under the weather, says Leah Alkinson. Well, I hope it's not more than usual. Hey, Lord A, whose is Milo's mother? We don't know. I really, at the end of the day, I just give him gifts. I've told him I've gotten gifts for his brothers, his mother, his sisters. I don't know. He's not even related to anybody. I'm not sure. It's pandemonium here. Okay, that's another one. That is... Please, don't! Just don't touch anything! Milo, if you're going stir-crazy, you're not alone. Yes, Milo, you hear that? Lily and Civ Fan would like you to know that you're not alone. What? No. Stop that. Don't... That's bad. You don't get close to the microphone, Milo. Sorry, that was him. Is he throwing his little body everywhere? Yes, he is, of course. Did I hear a cat? That is not a cat. That was him. He tried to he was wrestling with my tentacles, and he got very close to the microphone. I'm sorry. Milo! Milo! We are live! Please! Unreal. That was he had split pea soup for his evening snack, and he is now just all over the place. It's unruly, I must say. Milo is Lord A's secret son. No, that is not true, Baron. That is not true. Please. Amanda is Milo's mom. He's actually a demigod of flatulence. That was very funny, friendly. Undead mage? Yes. Was that mosquito or did Milo fart? No, that was certainly Milo. Branded nerd, that is exactly what happened. Do not assume anything else, because you would be wrong, okay? Milo, I'm not going to tell you again. Do not come any closer. You need to keep your social distancing. You remember what I said, 6 feet! Get away from me now! All right. Bet you're wishing for the bull right now, huh, Lord A? Yes, Angel Devilson. I never didn't like it, okay? I liked it. Once it started killing Milo, it was one of my favorite things to have happen. No, Milo does not have 6 feet, Heward. He does not. I'm saying he needs to stay 6 feet away. Or for those of you across the pond, 1.5, 1.3 meters. No, 2 meters. I don't know. Whatever it is. William Hellborn, living in Los Angeles. Well, very nice. Why your math goodly? Heward, was that you trying to make a funny joke? Because it wasn't funny. Lord Ereban, physical... First of all, you spelled the name wrong, Inand, okay? Lord Ereban, physical distancing, social solidarity. Yes, very much true. Kitty Cat 13 asking what is my favorite animal or Milo's favorite animal? He likes rats. I like Doberman pincers. Hey Lord A, it's Grimm's birthday today. Grimm's? Who? Oh, Grimm, Grimm? Really? Is it? Is it really Grimm Fated? It's your birthday? Oh, Milo, come, Milo. Let's sing birthday wishes to Grimm Fated. No, your favorite person. Come on over. No, you don't have to worry about the 6 feet for now. Just come up on my lap. Come here. Good. Now, so we're going to sing Grimm Fated a very happy birthday, okay? Okay, you start, all right? Go ahead. No, sing. You have to sing with your voice. All right, he's not going to be able to do this. I'll do it myself. Here we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Grimm Fated. Happy birthday to you. That was my best. I am very tone deaf. I've never been able to sing well. I can speak with the best of them, but I cannot sing. So very sorry. Very, very happy birthday to you, Grimm Fated. As you know, you and I shall be eventually married. I believe that was what we had agreed. Of course, we still need to go through the prenuptial agreements, but very excited about the upcoming nuptials. Those of you that have not received your invite, that's because we haven't sent them out yet. So please, just relax, all right? Important question, are you still being spritzed regularly? Technically, no. I've needed to stop the spritzing due to the current epidemic. Thank you, Dab. That is a rare thing for someone to say, that they love the singing voice, but I appreciate it. Ereban, you're wearing pajama bottoms like the rest of us social distancers? I am wearing something very special. It was actually a gift from my little friend, Milo. He got me something for my birthday last year. Not this year, it's my old one. This year he got me something as well, but I'm not wearing that. No, he got me a sequins, nice bed attire that I wear. It's got the upper part, the vest, and then the lower pants, and it's very nice, and I'm wearing that now. Is Milo feeling okay? No, he's not. He had split pea soup, and he is gaseous. When is my birthday? When is your birthday, Lord A? It is on March 11th. I was born 121 years ago. You haven't blinked once, getting a real Clockwork Orange vibe here. Well, Lair, that's not a real image. Sorry. No, it is very much a real image. It's not a moving image like a picture. It is a photograph. The reason that we're using that is because Milo, my friendly minion, who has no capability of technologically handling computers, which we have here. We have 5 webcams that I've now gone through, trying to test those out and make those work. And Milo is not able to make any of them work, so we are using this image. You look good for 350 plus, Lord Ereban. Friendly undead mage. I bet you look good for 1,500 or whatever age you are. How does it feel to be called years beyond your actual age? Not good, is it? No, it hurts. It's an emotional pain, so don't do it to others. All right, I have some more very important information for you, everybody. Milo, please. Sit down and don't throw that. Don't throw that! Right. That's what happens when you tell Milo not to throw something. Go pick it up then! Go outside and grab it and come back in. Do not talk to strangers. All right. I wanted to let you know that there are some things that we need to discuss. There are 2 unique props that could influence the game. Now, you can grant the gift of advantage. We know this. If you've seen the show before, you have heard this. But I'm repeating this for those that have never heard it. So, those of you that have heard this, please keep your typing to yourself. Also, I smell toast. Milo, are you burning something? What are you cooking? Don't cook! Milo, stop, don't cook! Please, turn that off. My goodness. All right. All right. Gift of advantage. You can give those to any members of the team and of the party, excuse me, and that is the ability to roll a pair of 20-sided dice at one time, taking the highest value. However, in most scenarios, my future wife, Grim-Fated, will have likely demolished your chances of providing an advantage because she will most likely have given a disadvantage. What is a disadvantage? Well, that's what she is doing right now. Setting a disadvantage stops any player from using an advantage. It essentially nullifies that. However, if the player does not have an advantage, well, the disadvantage will actually cause them to roll a pair of 20-sided dice at once and take the lowest value. After all, everyone likes to say it, and I do too. Jorl says it. Life is pain. So, disadvantages when you want others to feel pain. Thank you so much, Grim-Fated. I really do. Milo, I'm not kidding when I say that's dangerous. That is an open flame. Stop. Don't. All right. Now, when you give an advantage or disadvantage, please specify which player at the table it is for, or I will make the choice for you. And of course, there's show love. All right. Those are those blue balloons that we have. Those are our celebratory item. Send love to the team whenever you want. They really appreciate it. I want to be your minion, can I, Kitty Cat 13? Well, you can speak to Milo about that. I don't think he would like your insisting upon that because that is his only job in this universe. And if he doesn't have that job, well, he goes into the trash bin. Literally. I mean, no joke. Demon Knight. Oh, that is very sweet. Thank you so much for that. Very nice. Grim-Fated, can I bring a +1 to your all's wedding? Is what I wanted to say. Lily Double Bay, please direct those questions my way. I will be the one handling all of the +1s and +2s and +3s and so on and so forth. Lord Ereban, what is your favorite episode of the dungeon run? Everyone, Lord is love. I bet you didn't think I was going to answer it that way, did you? You were thinking maybe I would give you a number or a title. No, I love them all. You want to know why? Because without a single one, we don't have the dungeon run. It's simple. But I really liked the one where I was wearing a wig. That one as well. Here we go. Rogden, the Candle Queen, heard Ugo, love, and ADV coming your way. Mana, Hakumi, that is very sweet of you to say. Death Wind 25, yes, we did, but what about the one you were in? It's probably in response to something I said or someone else said. It is, I'm not feeling the context there. My apologies. Fail Waffle saying, Grim-Fated, I have since day one. Ha ha. I'm supposing you mean friends with Grim-Fated, yes? All right. Yes, #1 fan. That makes sense. You would think I would know these things. I can read minds. This show is the best. I'm so grateful for it. Angel Devilson says, well, yes, and that's why I say at the start of every show, tell all your friends, because it's the greatest show that was ever created. Lord A, have you ever role-played? What does that mean? Can you describe the role-play? Give me a definition, please. Too many minds to keep track of? Not really, Lily. No, it's not what it is. It's usually because I have to deal with a sniveling moron, i.e. Milo. Lord A, are you in good health? Pina? Am I saying that right? 07? Yes. And you're right, Whitebeard. Milo is not a moron. Whitebeard, I was going to say is a moron. No, that's not true either. No, a moron is actually quite a bit more intelligent than Milo. Milo is less than the least person thing I've ever seen. Will Milo still live with you once you are married? No, I'm going to throw him out. Have you ever played Dungeons and Dragons before? Well, I am dungeon. I mean, my life is one big dungeon and dragon. Just arriving. Are we still on a side mission? Says Shogun of Harlem. Yes, we certainly are. Which is nice because this one is great. Lord A, your favorite D&D class? Well, it's hard to say because every time I have played it, in quotes, I have played as an illithid. You would think maybe that's not acceptable, that you're not allowed to do that, but I always make it happen because I do what I want. If you throw Milo out, who you going to do the chores? I don't know. Milo? I mean, he'll still be there. He just won't be around very often. Like, he'll still be a minion that has to deal with my business, you see. Whatever. Bad question. No, it's not. It's a great question. I just don't know how to answer it. I meant class of mind to play. I like to play human minds. Elves and humans only, please. It's okay. You always said wrong, but I love you for it. All right. Still waiting to see about how Loudmouth loses his tongue. Me too, Bingle Flames, eh? Lord A, we ever get a tour of your humble abode? Are you kidding me? I live in a mansion. I have every window in my entire mansion has been broken by this little sniveling brat here. Milo, that is. And I'm never going to show anyone because it is ungodly and not nice to look at. Oh, is that what you think, Whitebeard? You say, way to go, Milo? Why? You are in agreement with breaking things? No, Milo is not human, kitty cat. Milo is... Can we not talk about Milo anymore, please? He is very... And when I say he, I'm not really sure what it is. All right? It's an it. And he doesn't need your attention. Lord A, favorite villain on the show? Very good question. I like villain on the show, eh? I would say I like Urtenfurt because he's smart. Very smart. Yes. What has been your favorite part so far of the entire run, Angel Devilson? I'm gonna wait till you respond back to that. Yes. My favorite part was the part where, guess, Branded Nerd already answered it for you. That's right! When I got involved. No, that's not really my favorite part. That is the best part. My favorite part was when they were flying on the Pegasi, because I love horses and wings and horse wings and things like that. Sky Thighs, yes. But they were... What were they called? What did we call them? What are the actual names of those beings? Anyone know? I know. Bring that to me. Bring it here. Let me see that. Okay. Do you know how much I paid for that? Do you? I bet you don't know, because you don't speak. I paid 5,000 gold for that, and now it's broken. Go to your room. And no, you cannot have any more take fives. I know you like them, but you cannot. No, you've eaten too many already. I don't know what it is, but you got ripped off. What? Ripped off who? Who got ripped off? throw it through the window, Milo. Paladin D20, if you incite violence from this little minion of mine one more time, I will be very furious. Team Peep. Yes, we should all be Team Peep. Listen, Bingle and Flames, that was one of the last. And in fact, that wasn't even a window. That was a vase. Kitty Cat, we're pretty sure Milo is within the vicinity of 20 or 25 years old. Yes, yes. If he were going to ever have a brain, he would have already had it. He's very old and just not capable of intelligence. All right. Before we go... Oh, that's a very good idea, Lily Dumblebay. I wanted to thank you all for being here. I know these times are very difficult for us, even me and Milo, but it's so wonderful to have each and every one of you show up here to join us on this wonderful occasion. And I do want to thank all of you who have shared tonight's show. If you have not, please, I ask you to do so, because it's always a help to us. And remember, I'll be joining you in your social conversations around the game. But now, it's time to rejoin our adventurers.
Hey.
Oh, wait, you're muted.
I'm
Jeff, you're
muted.
muted.
I said, hey, we're back.
Jeff, you are muted.
I am muted. So, when last we left off, the ship had slowed immensely, and there was some commotion as many of the pirates ran to one of the sides and put their hands on the railing and were looking over and pointing. And you hear from behind you a Loudmouth and Saugus and Mervis all kind of conferring up at the upper decks near the helm and looking out over the sides as well. And they kind of come walking down right past you to the front of the deck and look out over themselves. And you hear Whitebeard say, "Oh, if you swine had completed the repairs before the snakes arrived, we wouldn't be in this position. All stop!" And the pirates kind of scurry, and there's sails are taken in, and ropes are pulled, and the ship slows immensely and kind of starts coasting through the water, and you are sitting there basically kind of not moving after a period of time. And Whitebeard turns to the five of you as you stand there and says, "Looks like you'll finally be able to use that fancy contraption you brought on board. I guess there really was a reason we hired you." And he kind of stomps off, leaving Loudmouth there with you.
What is he referring to, everyone?
Well, you are gonna have to make some repairs. You know, it's your time. It's your time.
Okay. Yes. I guess it's our time.
And he leads you up the deck and into a sort of a side area right toward the rear of the boat that is near the railing, and you see there are supplies kind of stacked there, and there's this enormous iron barrel.
Okay.
This old thing?
Yes, iron barrel.
Well, you're gonna have to do the repairs yourself, see? Because that's why we hired you, and you guys talked about the five of you needing to be a team for these things.
All right, hold up. I know you're not at a loss for much to say, but what repairs exactly do you want done?
Well, you probably have to clear all the stuff that's clinging to the side of the ship now. They say we run over the barnacles again, or whatever you want to call them. The puffs, some people call them the lights in the sea. Whatever you want to call them. They're all over these parts, and I'm so glad you're able to do what you're able to do with your expertise in using this kind of machinery.
Kev, can I walk around the iron barrel to see what it is?
Same, yeah. Investigation, or basically, like, are we able to tell what sort of contraption this is?
Yeah, it is a.
I think I know, and I'm very worried.
You should be.
What is that?
No.
What is that?
Oh,
It's
no.
my favorite
Morgan.
That is a terrible shot of me. Dear God, I didn't even recognize myself.
You need to do the rest of the show like that, Joe.
Okay.
We'll see.
All right, so roll an investigation check. Anybody that wants to. James, you have advantage from Pytyrus Stormblade that was countered by Grim Fated.
Thanks, Pytyrus and Grim Fated.
What
I
about
want
me?
to.
Everybody's doing it?
I want to roll a history check.
All right. Civ, you have advantage from Scented Meat that was countered by Grim Fated.
Thank you, Scented Meat and Grim Fated.
Fahima, you have advantage from Follower of Fahima, countered by Grim Fated. Anybody else?
I'm gonna talk
very
to.
confused.
I'm gonna talk to Loudmouth while they're doing this.
It's a 16 on investigation.
Yeah, Civ?
20.
9.
9?
Yeah.
Dirty
I think-
20 on history.
History.
Yeah.
James and Civ, as much as you kind of scour the sides looking for any signs of what this thing could be, Fahima, you history is an intelligence check, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just figure, if you're, I'm not the one who read the book about ships, but it's in that similar vein.
You with your 20, you reach up and you're kind of feeling around on this thing. You kind of remember reading something about potentially there being, and you feel a click on the top of this barrel. It's like you flicked a switch or found a latch, and the barrel begins to move and open. It goes whoosh, shoo, 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 like it's like the sound of gears moving and steam coming off, and it unfolds itself into these compartments that are sort of circular in nature.
Okay.
And it's got these claws that kind of come out, iron mechanical claws.
I know what
And-
this is.
Mm-hmm.
What is it, Jared?
Well, I mean, I know, but Civ doesn't know. Do you
I
really-
get this. Is it a steampunk
Hey,
submarine?
Fahima knows what it
Yeah,
is.
Yeah.
So what is it?
It certainly looks like an apparatus of Quailish.
Yeah.
What?
Of Quailish.
It's like a like it is kind of steampunky, but it's like this submersible that you can get into, but it's like the form of a crab, right? It kind of looks
Yeah.
like a crab. Yeah.
This is an old school D&D.
That's
thing.
very old
Oh,
school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
But this is heavily homebrewed, so you gotta trust me on this one.
Sure, of course.
Good, even playing field.
Yeah, this is straight up homebrewed, but it is.
How many does it sit?
Well, your textbook apparatus of Quailish seats 2.
Mhm.
This seats 5.
Okay.
There are 5 individual stations that are in a circle. So imagine kind of a disc with 4 stations on each of the compass points, right? So it's a circular thing, and there's a station north, a station south, a station east, and a station west that are seats for people to sit in. And then the 5th person is in the center of that circle.
Mhm.
So that's how you would get into this thing.
Who controls the claws?
Well, you'll have to get in, won't you?
And it has legs like a crab?
It has 2 claws that go out, and sort of like spider legs that can move as well.
But it
It does
seems
have-
it seems buoyant.
Yeah, it's made for going into the water.
Wow.
Oh, so
It's a
So-
submersible.
it's
yeah,
heavy.
Yeah, yeah.
Submersible.
Okay, yeah. It's iron.
So, are you guys getting
Yeah.
into this thing?
I'll crawl into it, sure.
Right. I'll look at Loudmouth and go, yes, this is our special weapon.
I'll look at Loudmouth and go, "It's crazy that you don't know how to use one of these things. Your crew really, you're the best in the
Totally.
business."
Oh my God.
I could have learned one time. I had an opportunity.
Ugo?
And maybe one of you guys will. And he keeps going on and on.
Ugo, are you all right?
So here's what I need.
I
need to know who's in the center, and who are in the. Not in the. I mean, basically, you just need to know who's in the center.
Although
if you don't want to get in, that's.
I was gonna say I'll notice Ugo's kind of rising.
Yeah, and you also hear him whispering to himself.
And you've also mentioned not claustrophobia specifically, but you have said something like this before, so I kind of put 2 and 2 together that Ugo's gonna have an issue with this.
Yeah, and you can see him. He's clearly whispering something to himself.
Listen, do you want to? I feel like you should come with us, but look, what can you do? What do you want to do?
The flame may flicker but never die. We shall do this.
Yes.
You will have to help me.
Why are you scared?
It's a tight space.
Ugo is not afraid.
No, you're not.
I'm going to pop my head out and be like, there's lots of levers and buttons in here. And then I go back down in.
Based on my history check, do I know what what each seat might do? From what I've read about this?
We're going to get in, aren't we?
Okay.
All right, that's a no.
Jeff,
you guys, let me put it this way. If nobody gets in, I'm going to start pushing levers
I'm getting
and
in
buttons.
for sure. I'm just
Ugo
making
goes
sure.
up to the entrance of it. Which seat has most room, Jeff?
Yeah.
Boy, there's
In the middle, huh?
In the middle, probably, yeah. The middle is the only section where you would stand. The other 4 seats are seats.
Yeah.
Maybe you should stand, Ugo.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. You take the middle.
Okay.
Oh, you got this, and I'll give Ugo bardic inspiration.
Nice.
All right.
Oh, thanks.
So,
and I'll give him a tap of guidance on the shoulder if there's anything.
D6, D8, D10?
D8.
D8.
Guidance. I'll take the rear, I guess.
I'll be the front.
I'll be in the front.
I like claws.
well, there's not really a front. There are color-coded seats.
Okay.
Ugo is in the center, standing.
Right.
Okay.
And then let's just, for ease of use, we'll
Here.
say Fahima is in the red seat.
Oh,
Typical.
Lily is in the white seat.
cool.
James is in the green seat, and Civ is in the yellow seat.
Sure.
Okay. So you get in, and it is indeed pretty tight confines.
Okay.
But you get in, and each of your stations has a window and a number of, as Civ noted, levers and buttons. And you feel you see as you start to climb into this thing, the same apparatus that was used to hoist the cargo in from the sand when the ship was being loaded is used to sort of hook this thing and dump it over the side, and you go splashing into the water, and this entire fairly large but still tightly packed 5-person vehicle splashes into the water. And so what you see are, Ugo, you are standing in the center on what looks like a hatch that may open beneath your feet. Directly in front of you, you see a gauge that looks a lot like a thermometer. It's long and thin, and it has notch marks evenly spaced out along it.
Okay.
And at the 8th notch mark is a red line.
Okay.
You also see a button with a symbol that looks like a spiral on it.
Okay.
No.
You may want to note this down. You thought poker
Spiral.
was hard.
Spiral button.
At what
This
point
is
does
just-
does Ugo lose it and rage and just start smashing things and like pushing
Find out.
buttons?
Don't
and-
even
We're gonna-
put that out there.
We're gonna find out what happens when all of Jeff's players lose it in rage. I fell in love with this idea, so we're doing it.
No,
I
no.
love it.
I'm into it.
So Ugo, you
It's like we're Voltron.
yeah.
Right.
I mean, you were just having a whole conversation about how you have to be all on the same page and work together. So we're gonna see.
Yes.
Okay.
Jeff, is it possible to share a picture of the machine so that we know like what's going on, or can you not share?
You think I drew this?
It's called a squelch apparatus.
No. Qualish.
Apparatus of Qualish.
Yeah, but you're not.
Nothing to do.
This is
Nothing to
not-
do with my little green
Yeah,
friend.
right,
All right, everybody needs to listen.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. Ugo sees thermometer looking thing, 8th notch mark,
Red.
red line. Okay.
Squiggly button.
A switch with a swirl on it.
Okay.
Okay. Above you are 2 pulleys,
Okay.
one with an arrow down and one with an arrow up.
Okay.
Okay. Then a large switch with a symbol that looks a lot like the hatch you're standing on.
Okay.
Got it?
Yep.
Everybody else is in their own little closed off area. Okay. You all see, all of you, the rest of the 4 of you, you see a lever. Well, first you see a crank that you can turn. It's sort of, you're seated and there's like a table before you, like a desk almost. And there's a crank on the side of it. And on the table itself is a lever that can be pushed forward or left or right. Okay?
But not back.
But not back.
Okay.
And there is a button next to that. And that is the only thing that's different for all of you. The yellow station has a button with the symbol of a shield on it.
Okay.
The red station has the symbol of a sword on it.
Oh my God.
The green station has the symbol of a plus sign on it.
Okay.
And the white station has the symbol of a torch on it.
Wow. Okay.
And the white was Katie, right?
Torch, me.
Katie Torch.
Yes.
So again, crank, lever, button.
Yep. Into it.
Feels like an escape room.
In a way,
Can we see outside of this apparatus at all?
you
Yes.
Ago,
Yeah.
you cannot.
Okay.
Each of them sees in the cardinal
Sorry, buddy.
direction. They have a window in front of them.
Right.
See out the cardinal direction.
Okay.
This apparatus is now sort of sunk down and is kind of sitting there in the water below the surface. So all of you are under the surface of the water. And as you sit there, Fahima, you see out your window the hull of the ship. Okay? So you are facing the hull of the ship. The submersible was dropped into the water and it kind of sank a bit, and you're staring at the hull of the ship. The rest of the 3 of you, Civ, James, and Lily,
Yes.
you see dark water ahead of you in the 3 other directions.
Does our dark vision work?
It does, but we're going to be rolling perception checks to see anything.
Okay.
And Fahima, I need you to do that now, please.
Perception
Fahima,
check?
You have advantage from Kaibuk.
Just straight advantage.
That's right.
Oh
Quick,
my
quick,
god.
Quick before it gets countered.
Jeff, what is the thermometer at currently?
0.
Perfect.
At the bottom,
17.
it is not indicating anything.
17.
17. So as you stare at the hull, it is murky water. It's not that crystal blue that you had seen earlier in the day. Yesterday, when you landed off of the island, it would all been very crystal blue. Now it is a little murkier. You know, there's that particles in the water that you see. And on the side of the boat are these sort of bulbous, pinkish, pulsating little sacks almost that are stuck to the side of the ship. And they kind of are glowing a faint pink glow. It is actually quite beautiful to see, but they clearly are latched onto the underside of the hull, probably about 15 feet in front of where you are right now. And they seem to be perhaps the reason that the ship came to a stop.
Do they look squishy or do they look like what are those called? The shells, the mollusks? Is it
Barnacles?
No, they definitely look a
barnacles.
little more squishy. But there's you rolled a 19. Is that what you said?
17.
17.
Yeah, you can see that there's texture to them. They look like almost like they would be prickly or sharp. And there's little like in the center of them, they almost look like little donuts or what are those cookies that you put the Hershey Kiss in the middle of? The peanut
Oh
one?
yeah, I don't know what those
Like
are
where
called,
the
but
Hershey Kiss would be in that cookie. There's like a thin sort of wavy little, almost like a seaweed or a thin eel-looking kind of thing that's kind of hovering in the water there, but it looks very thin and very sharp.
Mm. So I suppose we're supposed to clean these off. These pink.
Is there any kind of like intercom?
You are free to talk to one another. You can hear.
Oh, we can hear each other. Okay.
We can't see them, Fahima. I think you're the only one who can see them right now.
Oh, okay. So I'm facing the hull of the ship, and there's these sort of pinkish, spiky bits that are stuck to the ship, and they're glowing, and
Loudmouth mentioned needing to clean something off the hull. Maybe that's it.
Right. Jess, would Lily know what that is?
You don't. I don't know if you've seen anything quite like this before. Why don't you roll me a history check, Lily? Let's find out.
Nothing like this in the jetty.
You guys did not experience anything like this in the jetty. You had advantage.
Oh my god. Oh, go ahead.
You got advantage from Lily Dumblebay, but it was countered by Grim Faded.
Dang it!
Yeah.
I really needed
Did you get
10.
10. You recall something. You recall hearing something about glowing things that stick onto boats when you go far enough out away from Bingle, but and you remember hearing that they are quite dangerous and damaging to ships. But beyond that, you don't know any details of how they work or what they're called or anything like that.
Got it. Okay.
Jeff, I would like to push my lever forward and begin to move the crank slowly.
All right, so actually what we're going to do is we're going to roll initiative, and we're going to do this in an order.
Okay.
So, Civ, you have advantage from Follower of Fahima, but it was countered by Bingle and Flames.
Bingle and Flames!
Fahima, you have advantage from TK421, countered by Grim Faded.
No!
James,
one!
You have advantage from TK421, countered by Grim Faded.
Thanks, TK and Grim Faded.
Ugo, you have advantage from TK421, countered by Grim Faded. Lily, you have advantage from Lily Dumblebay, countered by Grim Faded.
Countered by Grim Faded. Okay.
All right. So, Civ, what did you get?
Already 20.
Nice.
Fahima?
11.
James?
10.
Ago?
25.
25?
Yep.
Wow.
Captain
Ugo.
24 because I don't have the +1 initiative belt.
And Lily?
17.
17. All right. So we are going. Ago. Civ. Lily. Fahima James.
Yep.
Right. Okay. So first up is Ugo.
There's a lever, and there's a tube with notches, and one's red, and there's a squiggly button.
Ugo, did you say there was something that was red?
Yeah, there's a line on this tube here.
Okay, I want to say you're doing a great job. And two, I just want to say, you really need to keep an eye, if I know anything about nautical stuff, that we don't get to the red part.
Yeah, I thought I had figured that one out.
Okay, I just want to make sure. Okay.
Maybe the pulleys.
I also just want to make sure that the lever seems to have a picture of the thing I'm standing on.
Yeah,
don't pull
careful.
that.
And yeah, okay.
Okay,
Cool.
so just to be clear, the who's in yellow position?
That would be me.
In front of you are the two claws sticking out in front of you. Okay, these two, like, they almost look like crab claws, but they're made out of iron. They're clearly mechanical. And each of you on your turn is able to do two things. And if you so choose, you're able to use your movement action to swap places into the center. You can't swap places with each other, but you can swap into the center should you so choose. Okay.
Wow.
With the that would have to be with the consent of the person in the center.
Of course.
Okay. So you were able to do two things. That would be a lever button. You know, any combination of those two things. You can choose not to do two. You can choose to do 0 or 1, but you have to do 2 things, or you can do up to 2 things in a specific order that you tell me. Okay?
Cool.
I'll go. Maybe try that arrow up pulley. Maybe that'll move us forward.
Oh yeah, I forgot those were there.
Yes, try one of those.
I will pull the up arrow.
Okay.
Pulley.
Nothing happens.
Nothing happened.
Try the down one.
Also, nothing happens. So we are up to Civ.
Great.
Okay, I'm just trying to get used to my claws. So these claws, not my claws.
Like Civ's a baby again.
Oh, and yeah, and also in front of you, sorry, Civ, in front of you, there seems to be a button with a picture of the claws on them that is on a sort of a higher level than the desk that you have. It seems to be a section above that. Does that make sense? So there's like
a second button.
Yes, a second button on a sort of removed second shelf.
Okay, so I have a button for the shield, right?
Mm-hmm.
And another button for the claws.
Correct.
And then I have the lever that goes forward, left, and right.
Correct.
Okay, then I am pushing the lever forward, which I'm hoping extends the claws.
Nothing happens.
I don't think this apparatus is on, so we need to turn it on before anything is going to happen. Is there an on switch in front of anyone? Probably
I have a button that has a squirrel.
The spiral button, maybe?
Yes.
I will do that on my turn.
You have another move that you can do, Civ.
I mean,
you could swap.
Yeah, I wouldn't swap though. Because
no, not a move. I'm sorry. You have another action.
Right. Sorry. I'll try the button for the shield just to see if anything happens.
Nothing happens.
Yeah. So, like I said, I don't think anything's on. So we're going to have to either swap out with Uggo or wait until Uggo can hit the button. And that's
Lily,
my turn.
your turn.
Wait.
Again, there's a button, a lever, and a crank.
Okay. Well, I'll just turn my crank.
So you turn the crank. I need you to roll a d4.
Okay. All right. That's something.
1.
Uggo, in front of you, the little thermometer goes up 1 notch.
Oh, the thing went up 1.
Okay. Do we feel like we move at all?
No.
Okay.
I can't count, so I don't know how many till red, but it looks like a bunch.
You can't count to 8.
I'm gonna push my forward button and see if that does anything.
So you are in the white position.
Yeah.
So everyone feels the entire apparatus. You hear this, and Fahima, you notice the hull of the ship move to your left.
Oh, so I'm moving to the right.
Okay. So yes, the crank.
And Uggo, you notice that the thermometer thing now goes back down to 0.
Okay.
So we're back down.
So
okay,
there's a limit.
What I did, just so everyone knows, is I turned my crank and I pushed the forward button, and it seemed to move us a little bit. I don't know what the crank does to make the level.
I think there's a limited amount of power that this thing can handle at any one time.
That
and
would
so
make sense.
basically, you used one meter of power
Yes.
in order to make that move. So as long as we can keep it under 8 every time, because it went back to 0. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So
after we moved us now.
Right. Okay. So we just need to be careful to manage our usage of power every turn. Otherwise, we could, hopefully, we could destroy it, and we don't want to do that.
So you don't want me to press the button then?
Not yet.
Okay.
I'm also a bit worried about why I have a sword on my button. It seems like maybe we could get hurt.
And there's nothing else that we saw on those sides of the barrel when we got into it, like a difference, and there wasn't literally like a sword sticking out or anything like that on the left side.
Nope.
No.
So Fahima, it's your turn.
Fahima, the sword would come into us.
I guess we'll find out.
What would be the possible use of that?
Well, she said she didn't think we could get hurt. I'm just saying.
Right.
I'm going to do the same thing Lily did. I'm going to crank and then hit my lever forward towards the hull.
So
Because we didn't clear it, did we?
Roll a d4.
Okay.
What'd you get?
2.
2. And you push forward. So
Yeah.
Ugo, you see that meter go voom, voom, up 2 notches.
Oh, what? That's 2 of them.
And when you push your lever forward, you feel and everybody else in different directions, and you move 5-10 feet closer to the hull. So now it's 5 feet away from you.
How close to the hull are we now?
5 feet away from you.
Oh, it is 5 feet away from us. Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
So we moved 10 feet, probably because I rolled a 2.
No.
Okay.
No, the 2 is for the crank. That's how many.
But that's how much power we got to go 10 feet.
Yeah.
Got it.
But did the meter go down, Jeff, by 1 or by 2 when she pushed forward?
Went down by 2.
Okay,
Oh.
good.
So Katie, when you went, did it?
It went
We
up by 1, so we moved 5 feet, and
We
you
did.
you
Okay.
rolled a
Yes.
2, and
So
it
it
went
was
up
5
by
feet.
10 feet. So it's 5. Yeah, what you said.
Got it.
Is there one of those? Is there one of those things next to? Like, how close are we to one of the pink things on the hull?
You were directly in front of it, and then you moved 5 feet away from it, but you got closer to the hull.
Right. Okay. Okay, got it.
So it is James's turn.
Okay. I will also turn the crank.
Okay, roll a d4.
Okay.
Are you opposite of Lily in the?
I'm in the rear. Is
Are
that
you in the
correct?
rear? Okay.
Jeff?
You are green.
You know, yes, green.
So you are opposite of Lily, and you
Okay.
are you opposite of Lily right now.
Help me then, because
So
I'm
you
sorry.
go the
I'm
other
sorry. The clear where we are in the ship is not 100% clear to me. You
Gotcha.
said
So
Ron's in the middle.
Fahima is looking at the hull of the ship. Okay.
Yeah.
To her left is you. Behind her is Civ, and to her right is Lily.
Where's
And
the front?
everybody is looking at their cardinal direction.
There's
And
not really
Civ
a
is-
front.
and
It's
Civ-
like 4
There's no
angles.
front.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's no front and back.
So I am to the left of the hull.
You are staring. The hull would be on your right hand side.
Okay.
You're
like
staring down away, but you don't really see it. I guess you can maybe see the back of it now that you've moved 5 feet farther away. So you see it on your right.
Okay. Got it.
And what did you roll for your d4?
3.
Okay, so Ugo, you see that thing go up 3 notches.
Just went up 3 this time.
Is it still
And
2 from the last time?
no,
You used
No,
used
it
both
went
of them.
down. So it's starting at 0 every time so far. Okay, I'm going to hit the plus sign button.
The plus sign button, you hear, and Ugo, you see the gauge go down 2,
Okay.
and you don't feel any. It seems as if the machine is trying to repair itself, but it has not taken any damage, so it kind of doesn't do anything.
That went down 2, and there's still 1 here.
Okay.
Should you also maybe move forward?
Can I do that? Or no, turning the crank and hitting the button are my
that
2
was your
actions.
2 actions.
That's right. Now we're back to Ugo.
You want me to press button?
I guess.
I mean, why not?
Or I could press.
Just get ready to push it again, I guess.
Okay. I press
Push
the button.
the swirly button.
Yeah.
Okay, you hear, and all of a sudden, the entire apparatus starts spinning
Oh no.
around,
Oh no!
and it lands. Roll.
No one has 3 legs.
Oh god.
Everyone just
I'm in the
throwing up.
center. I might
Oh
be
god.
okay.
Oh god.
I might be okay. I'm in the center.
I can't look.
It lands with Lily looking at the hull.
Is there anything on the hull?
Yeah, you see the
There's-
kind of pinkish
Okay.
things that are still there, but you're
I see one.
past them. You're past them, right? You guys moved 5
Okay.
feet along the line there.
Okay, so don't press the button again. Okay.
Yeah. Right.
That was fun.
And it went down to 0. The your meter went down.
Hey, that 0 is gone. No.
Okay.
So you have one more action, I'll go if you'd like, but you are at 0 power.
I don't have a crank, right?
That's right.
No.
I could do things. Hey, wait a minute. What if you crank, and then I pull lever up? Will you think we will go upward?
Maybe. But we don't need to go up right now, do we?
No, I'm just guessing out loud.
No, yeah, that's good. It's good to talk about it.
Well,
Okay.
this lever though, that thing I'm worried about.
Yeah, I think that's if you need to get out the bottom.
Yeah, I wouldn't hit that yet.
Okay.
If it's sort of a reverse ejector seat.
I'll go look at the lever and takes his time. So whoever's next can go next.
All right, so that would be Civ.
Just to clarify, originally Fahima was facing the ship and I was in back. Who was to the right of Fahima? Is that Lily or James?
Well, Fahima is looking now the opposite direction. To the right of her is Lily. So it goes.
Okay.
So it goes.
I got it. Fahima, Lily, Civ,
yellow,
James.
yellow, green, red, white. Civ. That's clockwise, right?
Got
So
it.
it would be Civ, James, Fahima, Lily.
Got it. Okay. And in front of me are claws and a button for a shield, but I don't know what that does. And then the lever that's forward, left, and right.
Correct.
Right? Okay.
Yep.
So I'm going to crank once just to see what happens. I got a 2.
2. So I'll go. That goes up 2.
No, it went up 2.
Okay. We are 5 feet away from the ship, correct?
Correct.
Are the claws facing the ship or are they facing away from the ship? Because I'm essentially looking at the claws.
You are looking straight at the claws.
Yeah.
So you are not facing the ship. Lily is facing the ship to your left.
Right.
Which again would be something she would need to report to you, but we're kind of figuring this out. So
And he's the only one that has claws?
Hmm?
He's the only one that has claws?
He's the only one that has claws.
Okay.
Yes. So I'm going to ask as a part of my turn. And in fact, I'll be cranking while I ask. So I'll just
yeah, you
roll
can
that
you
now.
can speak freely. There's no penalty to
So 3 more, we'll call them action points. So that's 5 total for me. And then I'm going to say,
wait, what?
He cranked it twice.
I cranked twice.
Oh, I see.
2
So you
and
got
3,
5.
5 points total.
Got it.
I'm giving I'm titling it action points just to give it
Fair
a time.
enough. Works for me.
What if that's not happened when you cranked
It is what happened. So it's up. I'll go. What you see is it up 5 notches.
Okay, and then I'm going to say I just cranked quite a bit.
Yeah, it's getting close to the red line.
Okay.
Okay.
I think what we need to do is scrape these things off the hull, and then hopefully we can patch whatever damage they've done. I have the claws in front of me, so unless we find some other way to damage these things, I could use the claws as a weapon.
Perhaps
if not,
the sword is how we do that.
Yes.
I have
yes.
a torch.
Lily, you'd be up. You'd be up next.
So what are you saying, Civ? That I should?
You've got 2 actions. One, get us in front of one of those pink things.
No, I know that, but I'm saying who should get in front of it? Because I can move over there and torch it. Or are we saying we should have Civ claw them off?
I have no idea what the torch does, so it's
Neither.
entirely
Let's
up.
find out while we get to it.
Press the button.
Well, there's nothing in front of it, right?
5 feet away?
Is
the,
it to...
the mollusk thing isn't in front of me though, right?
The mollusk things are in front of you. The ship is in
They
front
are?
of you
Okay.
with its
So I'll push the torch button. I go, here we go.
Okay, so I'll go. You see it go down 2 notches.
Okay.
So you're down to 3.
There are 3 notches left.
And Lily, what you see is underneath you, out in front of you, is a illumination, as if a flare has been ignited. It's kind of red and brilliant, and it illuminates out in front of you, and you see many of these things attached to the hull. It increases your perception quite dramatically by looking by illuminating the dark water, the murky water. And you see a lot of these things as the light illuminates them, they kind of retract a little bit into themselves. They seem to be living things that are attached to the bottom of this hull.
Okay, that's basically like lets me see a lot of them, and they do not like it.
Okay, that's good. Or is there any movement we can do to get ourselves in better position to start detaching these things on Fahima's turn?
Jeff, which direction did we turn when we hit the button last?
We
squirrely
rotated.
It
button?
seemed to be
Counterclockwise.
just a wild kind of random
Randomized.
discharge of energy.
Okay.
Sib, what is your button? What is
I have a shield, and then I have the claws.
The claws.
Okay, Bahima, I'm gonna turn one notch to the right. Would get Bahima lined up with the ship, right?
Well, do it. See what happens.
That's correct?
But I just
yes?
mean that's the direction her to me.
Fahima is to your left, yes.
Mm-hmm.
So if you turned the ship to the right, she would be yes, but
Right.
yes.
Okay,
She is
so
to your left. Correct.
I do that. I push to
All
the
right.
right.
So you move the stick to the right, and what you see, Civ,
Yes.
is the claws rotate underneath you, and now they come into view, James,
God.
underneath you.
Okay.
Oh my
So as if
gosh.
there is a rotating disc underneath you that rotates the claws, and as they rotate, the desk with the button on it also rotates to the next position. So now the button to activate the claws is in front of James.
And it's still but Fahima is who's looking at the ship right now?
Lily.
Yes, James.
Me.
Now,
If you
here's
write
the
it on a
thing.
piece of paper, it's easier.
We're gonna get to the point where I'm not gonna answer those questions.
Yeah.
You have to answer that question.
Dude,
I see it.
Okay, all right.
I see it. So, but
Okay.
we didn't rotate at all. Only the.
You did not rotate.
Yep.
The claws rotated.
Okay.
Okay.
You rotated when the spiral button was pressed,
Yep.
but you didn't seem to have any control
Right.
over where you landed.
Yep.
Okay, so the ship is in front of Lily. Lily is to my left, or to my no. Civ
Yeah.
is to
Lily
my,
is behind you.
Yeah, I'm behind you.
Maybe it'd be smart to write this down.
I've tried to.
Draw plus.
It's a
Draw
circle.
plus.
It's
Yes.
like this.
Sign.
yeah.
And then there's you.
Right.
And then as we go around the clock, it's Fahima, Lily, Civ.
Right.
All right, so I know what I need to do.
You
It's my
thought
turn.
playing poker was hard.
Okay.
How many did that go down now? That took two?
Down, it went down twice. So we have
now
three
we're-
more.
No,
I'll go.
When you
Huh?
pushed, you did.
I
The movement of the claws took one notch, and you pushed. You
The
pushed
torch
your
took two.
torch
So
took
there's
two.
Okay, so there's
So
still
your
two.
buttons in front of you always take 2.
Mm-hmm.
Movement of the claws takes 1.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Then what I will do is for my turn. No,
Well,
I'm
it's
sorry.
my
It's
turn,
not my
not your
turn. It's
turn.
Fahima's turn. Apologies.
I want to. I guess we moved the claws the wrong way, so
Just
I'll
Move
move them to me.
well, move them to Lily, who's facing the ship.
I can't though. They're with you, right?
Yes, but
You can move them twice.
You can move them wherever you want.
Oh,
and
I
you
can move them twice.
You can
If
move them to Lily.
because we have enough power. Got it. I'll do
That's
that.
right.
Moving it up, pushing the lever. Either doesn't matter, right or left. Right.
Yeah, twice.
That's right. It doesn't matter. Very good. Yes. So you see it. It rotates. The surface with the button on it
Woo!
rotates out of your view. It rotates past you.
Whoa.
Past you, Fahima, and all the way around to where Lily is. And Lily, you see that surface come into view and click into place. There's a button on it, and you see ahead of you through your window claws reaching out to where the
Oh
hull
wow!
is.
This is what Carla must have felt like all the time.
Nice.
So we are up to James.
Yes, and so that was 2 movements, so that was 2 usage there. So there is no power on Ugo's gauge at the moment, correct?
I'll go. Where are we at?
0.
That's right. And now So I am in the reverse. So if the claws are in front, or the claws are at Lily right now, what's in the reverse? What's in all the way back? What button is in front of me?
The button that you always have in the green position, which is your plus sign.
Oh,
that never
Only
changes.
the claws.
No, those
Only the
never
claws
change.
rotate.
Only the claws change. Okay, then I'm just going to turn my crank twice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Roll 2 d4s.
That's a 2 and a 1.
Great. So, Ugo, you see that move up on the meter, on the
It
gauge.
went up 3, you said?
Yeah,
Yep.
3 total.
So
Okay.
we are back to Ugo.
I really want to pull the lever.
I'll go.
I know. I don't want to drown either. So,
you know what? It just occurs to Ugo. He kind of, Jeff. He's looking around to see if there's any property markings on the inside of this thing.
You don't. You can run an investigation check if you want.
Property of Urtenfurt.
I know, right? It feels like
Advantage. You have advantage
like
from
him.
Z-Man 9018. It was countered by Grimfaded.
Oh,
Cool. Investigation is 14.
You do not observe any kinds of property markings or indication of.
Hey, you guys see anything that just says Urtenfurt in here?
No. Just don't hit the spiral button, please. Just don't. I think we're finally getting this figured out.
okay. Well, we have 3 on the gauge. What do you want me to do?
well, I think maybe I can grab it.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what you can do right now, buddy.
All right, then I'll wait.
Okay.
All right. So you can either hold an action or.
I will
just-
hold.
Yeah.
I'll hold.
So Civ, you're up.
We got 3 on the gauge, so I'm cranking for 2, so that goes up to 5.
Yep.
And then I'm going to push the shield button just to see what it does.
All right. So that goes down 2.
To 3. Great.
And you see a shield kind of unfold around the circumference, each of you in front of you. And it seems pretty clear that the armor class of this vehicle has increased.
Okay.
Ooh,
All right. That might be useful.
I
Good.
feel safer already.
Does that obstruct anything, Jeff, or does that just increase AC?
Just increases AC.
Great.
Awesome.
So we are up to Lily.
I take
Okay.
out my flask and start drinking.
Hey, we're working here. Don't
I'll try not to
on a
take that
job.
personally.
Okay, so I
You guys all realize that Jeff is just doing this so that we learn teamwork, right?
I love this.
Team
Okay.
building exercises.
I'm enjoying this fully.
Good.
So, okay, I think I can do it this time. Do you think we need to get closer? I'm about 5 feet away. How big do the claws look?
Yeah, you are within what appears to be the range of the claws.
Range, like if we got
Yeah.
closer, we'd be too close. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna hit this claw button.
Well, hold on.
Okay.
Should Fahima maybe hit? You have sword?
Let's try the claws. I mean, that's what we've been lining up. Yes.
How many notches do we have
I mean,
left?
okay.
3.
Won't that move the claws? What do you mean? Move? What do you mean the claw button?
That she has the claw button in front of Lily right now. She's going to hit
I
the
have the
button.
claw button.
Oh,
The-
yes,
yeah,
yes,
the-
yes.
The,
The one that
button that
changes
operates
with
the
it.
claws rotates to whomever has the claws in front of them.
I think if she does the sword, I can't do the claws then.
Right.
Why?
Do it.
We
Do the
won't have
claws.
the power.
Hit the claw button.
Oh, power. Well, you,
Okay, I'm gonna try it, and then if we still have more turns, we can do it. Okay.
okay.
So I push the claw button.
All right. So the claws, you hear,
Like
and
I
they
win.
shoot out to
No whammies.
to attack these things. I need you to roll an attack. You have +4 to your attack.
Okay.
+4, yep. So roll a d20 and add 4 to it.
Does she have advantage?
You do have advantage from Lily Dumblebay. Oh, but it was countered by Grim Fatehead.
You
Lily
just
did it. I
you
only
just
got-
broke the claws, didn't you?
I did. You guys, I rolled a 2.
You rolled
Nah.
a 2.
Was it a 1?
Yeah.
It was a freaking 2. I can't even do it up to the camera. I don't know how to do it.
Cute dice. Cute dice.
All right, so it
So
was
6?
a 6. So you managed to kind of knock into the bottom one, but you're underwater. This thing, we're imagining, the Abyss or some movie where this thing is trying to operate this thing in a effective manner. You push the button and it goes out, and it maybe knocks one of them a little bit, but it doesn't seem to dislodge any of the barnacles.
Okay, we only have one left. That did not go well.
You have one action left. Should you turn the crank to gain some more power, Lily?
I guess
you can push that button a second time. You can repeat actions.
I can?
If you want. Yes.
Yeah, but there's only one power left right now.
That's a problem.
Yeah. So I can't but if I turn the crank and then we go all the way back around to me, it's too much power.
Why?
Well, we won't.
We don't want to go above 8.
We only have one right now.
We won't continue cranking.
Okay,
we won't.
So I'll crank.
Yeah.
For 2.
All right.
So Uggo, what are we at now? 3?
3.
Okay.
Fahima?
I will.
You should hit the sword button.
Yeah, try the sword button.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit the sword button.
Yeah.
All right. So again, you feel this discharge of energy. The meter goes down 2, and it seems pretty clear that the claws themselves are, they've opened and they are more effective at landing an attack.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
The claws look way better now. Whatever you did, Fahima.
Like little blades? Like little blades stuck out on the claws or something?
Yeah, you have improved your attack roll until her next turn.
All right, roll.
No, then I cranked and I rolled a 1.
Nice.
We're at 2.
All right, James is up.
I'll start by cranking once, which is a 1.
So 3.
And I'll crank again. For 2, so 5 total.
Just getting close to the red one.
Okay, yes, yeah, and that's my
Uggo, you're up.
There are 3 more notches
Yes.
left. Should I pull the lever?
I think the levers probably raise and lower us, if I had to guess.
That was
Pulleys. The pulleys, the up and
Oh.
down. The switch, he's talking about the hatch symbol switch.
Yeah.
That might be how we release them once we get them.
I have no idea.
Okay, I'll wait.
Okay.
Okay.
The tease. Civ, you're up.
I mean, I'll push the shield button again just to see if we can get even more armor class.
Takes 2.
Okay.
It seemed to have dissipated when it's once per round, right? It
I
increases your
see.
AC per round.
Yeah.
So,
So I have to do it every round to keep it going.
Yeah.
Correct.
The same with the sword.
Got
or not.
Got it.
Okay,
got
so
it.
it was at 5. It dropped to
Yeah.
3.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
we got
now-
2 now, yeah.
Now it's up to 7.
Oh, crap.
We are really close to it.
Careful,
There's only
careful.
1 until it go the red.
All right, Lily, you're up.
Then I'm going to push this button again and I'm going to do a better job.
All right, so roll your attack. You have advantage from Joker 38. It was countered by Bingle and Flames.
Now, does it still a plus 4, or did with the attack increase, does she get a higher plus now?
I'm sorry. You rolled a. I'm
Sword.
sorry. Fahima, you had the sword symbol, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Roll a d6. Roll a d6, please.
Okay, did it. 2.
No, yeah, 2. Oh, you both rolled a 2. That's creepy. I should have had you do that and Civ do that when you pushed your buttons. Lily, you add 2 to your attack roll.
So it's a plus 6.
Oh.
So plus 6 or
nice.
plus 2? Okay, plus 6?
Plus the
Great.
original 4, so that's a plus
Right.
6.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So 14.
So it stacks?
Because I did not
Yeah,
roll.
you already have a plus 4, and then if you add your modifier to it by pushing the button, you get to add a d6 extra, just like Civ gets to add a d6 extra of defense.
Makes sense. I got a 14.
All right, so yeah, you knock these things. The claw extends and crunches into a bunch of them. They kind of they look a little soft almost, and they pop off, and a couple of them kind of fall into the murky depths. And you can lean out, Lily, and look over, and they're kind of glowing pink as they sort of pulsate and drop down. You knocked off a fair number of them with your 14.
Nice.
I guess I'm going to just do that again. That seems to work. Okay.
Yeah, try another one.
There's more in front of me still, because there was a lot there. Yeah.
When she pressed the button, it went down 2. Yes.
That's correct.
Yes, so it's down to 5.
Okay, so I'm gonna press it again.
So it goes down to 3.
Do I have advantage for real?
You have advantage from Aegis 13, countered by Grim Faded.
Still adding the +6 though.
Still adding the +6.
Oh, Lily.
Listen, I rolled a natural 1.
Can't you give yourself bardic inspiration?
You
I
can.
wish,
Yeah.
but not after I roll it.
No.
I should have done that.
Did I mention I was drinking from my flask, Jeff?
All right, so we're crunching through. Fahima, you're up.
All right, guys, I'm getting the hang of it. I promise.
All right.
Roll the hit. Make sure you hit the sword again.
Yep, I'm gonna hit the sword and I'm gonna crank. So I'll roll for the sword. That's a 6.
Nice.
You gotta crank first, right?
So you got +6, +4.
She's
So you got
fine.
a +10 on the next attack.
So that took down 2. So now we're
2
at
energy
1
from
power.
Down to 1.
The meter.
And we get 5 more.
Wait, no.
Wait, you gotta roll a d4.
No, you got to roll a d4 for
Oh,
that.
D4?
Yeah.
Oh, I've been rolling a D6.
D6 for the
Don't tell
sword,
me.
D4
I don't have to
for the
admit it.
energy.
Don't say anything.
Well, I've been rolling 1s and 2s anyway. That's a 2.
All right.
3.
3. Very cool. All right, I got this. We got this. It's fine.
I've been rolling 2d4. Isn't that what we're supposed to be doing?
I've been rolling a d20.
I
Now
told
we're
you
all I
guys to
wanted
hold
to
on
do
to your
is-
hats this episode. I had a.
All I want to
had
do
a-
is pull the lever. That's all I want.
Okay, my turn.
The crank
Yes?
is 4, and the powers are 6.
Yeah. All right,
Okay.
James, you're up.
The crank. Yes. Yeah. So the crank is at 3. Yes.
Yeah,
And
there's 3 of them.
all right. So I will crank one more time for another 1 for 4. And then nothing. I'll keep it at 4.
Okay. So
Okay.
I'll go. You're up. The dance of temptation.
Do you do you, buddy?
I can only imagine what's happening in the chat right now. People are like, oh, the switch.
Ugo's literally like holding his arm.
Yes, you can see him like.
I'll go. Do you want to swap with me? Would that make you feel better?
No, I want to pull a switch.
Uh,
I'll go pull the switch.
Okay. So there's no effect to the meter,
Thank
Okay.
goodness.
but the platform underneath you, the hatch
Yeah.
underneath you, kind of opens in a spiral. You know how that cool like
Right.
pointy spiral thing,
Uh-huh.
and you plummet down
Oh no.
into a what is kind of a an open cage, like
wow,
a shark
okay.
cage.
Yeah, right. But
Oh
I'm in
my
the water.
God.
I'm in
Yeah.
the water.
Not yet.
Okay.
It closes above you, and then the sides retract up, and then water gushes in, and you hold your breath.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Great.
Ugo?
Okay.
Oh.
So you're able to do an act. Yeah. No.
Good
There's a clear mechanism to go back up.
Oh,
It would
okay,
Pop
okay.
you back up.
Okay, I got you.
Thing opens, you pop back up. You're soaking wet. You're back inside, but you were in the water for a moment, in a cage.
Guys, that was awesome.
Why
I
would
want
it
to do
have
it again.
Why would it have that function?
Maybe there's if you like things in the bottom of the ocean, you want to get them.
I'll go
Okay.
swap with me.
yes, in case you want to get outside of the
But I want to go
apparatus.
down.
Yes, but maybe I could do a bit more ranged damage from underwater down there.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry. I don't want to take away your fun.
He's been waiting so long.
It's
Swap
fine.
with
We're
me.
trying to do a job. It's okay.
No, I know. We'll have
yeah, I
fun
swap
later.
with him. I swap.
All right.
All right. Ugo uses his movement action to swap into James's position, which is the green position, fittingly.
Fittingly.
So Ugo, you are in the green position, which means you are behind Lily. She's
Yeah.
at your back. To your left is Civ. To your right is Fahima.
And there's a plus button and a crank.
And there is a plus symbol in front of you. That's correct.
Right.
So that was Ugo's turn. Civ, you're up.
How many points do we have on
4.
4?
Mm-hmm.
Make that 6, so it's up to 6.
Careful.
And then I'm going to hit the shield button, which is going to drop us back down to 4.
Yep.
Okay, and roll your d6 for the shield.
2.
2?
2.
Okay.
So I have 10 plus 12?
No, that doesn't affect you. That's just AC.
Oh, okay.
Only
But
Fahima's
you have
station affects you.
yeah, it's a plus 10 for your attack.
Correct. All right. Yes. So
Okay.
Lily, you're up. You do have a +10 for attack right now.
So I am. Can I give myself bardic inspiration?
I think you can.
I think you
Yes,
can
you
too,
can.
Yeah.
You
Okay,
can
so I'm
inspire.
gonna give myself bardic inspiration. I'm gonna give myself a freaking pep talk because this hasn't been going well. Lily, get your head in the game. Everyone is depending on you. Okay?
You have advantage from Damon 7, countered by Grim Faded.
Yeah.
You
Okay,
got it.
Well, I gave myself advantage. Well, not really. I gave myself an extra D8. Okay.
You can wait till after you roll to see.
Oh
if
wait,
you need it.
that's right. Oh, +10?
Yeah.
Yeah.
21.
Oh yeah. So the claws in a big sweeping motion, trying to scrape across the bottom, almost surgically. Scraping, not damaging the bottom of the hull, and a big swath of these things tear off, and kind of you see them plummet through the murky water. Big, kind of beautiful lights, almost kind of dropping down, these pink, pulsating bioluminescent orbs that were stuck on the side. The little sort of seaweed things trailing them. It's a really kind of lovely sight to see, but a bunch of them raining down through the sea.
Hey, Fahima.
Yeah.
I just want to say a really positive thing that's happening right now is I'm totally devastating the home of all of these creatures. They are not getting hurt at all. It's just like we're relocating them.
That's great to hear.
Yeah.
You can hit it one more time.
I'm going to.
Yes.
I'm going to. I just wanted to give Fahima a heads up.
Okay,
Also,
great.
I'm gonna hit him
Well, you have
again.
advantage from Don't Hate Fahima, countered by Grim Faded.
Of course I do. Oh, that bounced. 21 again! I'm
Nice.
saving my bardic inspiration.
So again, you are making a lot of progress here, scraping the bottom of this hull. You had noticed when you used your torch that there's a bunch on the underside, but you seem to be able to scrape most of the stuff that's facing you now. So we are up to Fahima.
Okay, so that we're down to 2 power, right?
That would be a James question.
2 notches.
No, we are down to 0 right now,
0.
actually.
She used it twice. All right.
Yes, she did.
All right, I'm gonna crank with a D4, and that's a 1.
Okay.
But
But you don't have enough to hit your sword button,
nope.
unfortunately.
So I'm gonna crank again.
Yes, you have to.
I'm being told bardic inspiration cannot be used on the bard themselves.
So am I.
And that's
I
another
apologize for that.
It's another 2, so that's
I didn't
3.
use it, so it's fine. It's all
Yes, you
no harm,
got
no
it.
foul.
You don't have to.
Okay. We weren't able to increase the attack, but so Jeff, yeah, okay. So we just need to kind of keep going at this part of the hull, correct?
Well, there does seem to be the underside that perhaps you might need to get lower to get to, but you've managed to get almost all of the stuff that's directly in front of you. It's just the underbelly now that's lower than you are in the water right now.
We're looking pretty good on this front.
That's got to be somewhere in the middle, right? The middle needs to be what it takes to lower the apparatus further, right?
The pulleys.
Pulley down.
Yes.
I think you tried that before and it didn't.
We didn't
do
have
anything.
power.
We didn't crank.
We didn't have power. You're right.
At that time,
All right,
no.
so it's my turn now, I believe.
That's right.
And we have 3 power. I will. I will do the pulley down.
Okay. And it goes down 1 notch,
Okay.
and you feel the entire thing sink down, and in front of Lily, you see the hull of the ship raise up, and you can kind of see under it now.
Okay, great.
And
Are
there's
there more of
definitely
those ding dongs?
definitely lots of ding dongs.
Am I able to cast spells? Am I able to deliver the verbal component of spells underwater?
Yes, you are.
All right. Then, everyone, I'm going to be under there for a moment, and I will hit the lever.
All right. So again, that spiral surface that you're standing on opens,
Yes.
and you plummet down.
Right.
You land on this cage, and the sides of it shoot up, and water rushes in, and you look around and you see open water.
Right.
And so you are facing. You are in the middle. So you have actually, as did Uggo when he was down there, a uniquely 360-degree view where everybody else has a very narrow view. and you can turn quite easily and look at Lily's direction and see the underside of the ship there.
Can I see James?
No, he's underneath the apparatus.
Oh,
Anybody
so
want to
that-
say anything while he's gone?
That's my turn.
Well, I mean, you can. Yeah, you can hold your breath probably for
I'll be
a number of
fine.
minutes.
Yeah.
All right. So
I hope there aren't any sharks down there. I will say that.
Well, it's funny that you should say. It's funny you should say that, Siv, because roll me some perception.
Me?
James. Yes.
Okay.
You have
do I
advantage from Z-Man 9018. That was countered by Grim Faded.
Oh, thank you, Z-Man and Grim Faded. 13.
So as you're in the water and you're scoping out the underbelly of the ship, you look down and you see where those pink globules, still glowing, are dropping down.
Mm-hmm.
And then you see a mouth come up and bite a whole big chunk that Lily had knocked off and swallow all of those globules whole.
Oh god.
What you see, what was your perception?
13.
13. So what you see is a very large shark-like creature with a wide head and a couple, maybe 3 or 4 antennae coming off of it that have little balls at the end.
Are they the little cool glowing balls?
Yes.
Yes.
Exactly.
I love that fish.
It's a giant angler fish.
Yes.
It's a massive shark that has these kind of
great.
It's a phototaxis shark.
Okay. Great.
I'll just tell you.
Yeah. Okay, so that's terrifying. How far below us is it?
It's awesome.
Quite a ways now, but it seems to be drawn to these glowy bits that it is.
And how many, now that we've moved a little bit lower on the hull, how many glowy bits are still left on the hull?
Quite a few that are still on the underneath. You know, if you imagine a ship's hull, there's a flat surface and then sort of the underside where the keel is, and then the other side. So you managed to scrape a lot of this front surface, but there's still a bunch attached to the underside. And
we have to like work our way.
But we're in a position to keep getting them from where we're in right now. Yes.
Yes, you dropped lower and you're able to do that.
Great. Okay. Well, that's my turn. I'm hanging out underneath.
All right. Ugo, you're up.
Powers at 2.
Am I supposed to get in his seat?
Yes, I'll go.
Oh, okay. And I get in the middle.
No, I think the power is at 2, but James isn't responding right now.
Yeah, what's the power at right now? What's the gauge read currently?
2. It's at 2.
He's underwater.
No, but I'm asking you with my eyes.
He won't tell you.
I'm telling you, it was
I
at
can
2.
look. I can see them. Why wouldn't he tell me?
No.
But you don't know what
It's
the
a
power is.
gauge.
You aren't in that position anymore.
He just moved in. Yeah, he just moved.
Oh, you moved. I'm sorry, I didn't catch that. Yes, it's 2. Pardon me. So, just so you're aware, if you're standing in the center position, he's not going to be able to get back in.
Yeah.
Well, can he get in and then that would just eject Ugo at the same time? Wouldn't they just swap?
Well, it's a mechanism that moves up and
Bottleneck.
down. So you're literally standing on the top of this thing that's trying to come back up.
Gonna jam it.
Would Ugo know that?
I'm fine.
That's
for
why.
now.
That's why I even asked.
I'm fine for now.
Ugo, what are you doing?
Reading the gauge and telling you what's happening.
Okay, well,
What's wrong?
well, I think we should move with haste. I don't know where James went, and I am
He
concerned.
went down in the water.
Okay, well, are you standing on top of him?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, he might not be able to get back up.
Okay. And I sit back down where I got up. There's 2 on there, by the way. There's 2.
Okay.
Crank.
All right, roll your d4.
How's that teamwork working out there for you, Jeff?
Going fine.
I'm fine. Why are you being so negative, Jared?
I'm not being negative.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, a little
Negative
bit.
Nancy.
What did you get?
I got 2, so we have 4 now total.
Yep. All right, Siv, you're up.
We have 4 total.
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay. So we have 8 now.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna push the button to put the shields back up. So that'll suck us down to 6.
Okay.
And
so
that's
underneath
plus-
the ship, James, you see these shields kind of deploy on the outside, and you also see this shark coming at a pretty high speed up, sort of following the trail of glowy bits that are sinking through the sea. It is coming, gobbling them, and as it gets right to your feet, it opens its jaws. You're standing in this cage, and you look down into its mouth. Big, sharp teeth open wide. Its jaw distending and extending out. This long, sort of wide hammerhead thing with antennae. And that's where we're going to end tonight.
What?
As the
The shortest second half ever.
I was not expecting that.
well, that's where we're going to stop tonight. I do have lots of love to acknowledge. I appreciate Demon Knight, Don't Hate Fahima, Gamershare, The Carson, Bingle in Flames, Scoundrel Lovejoy, and others. Thank you for those balloons. You are
Thanks,
incredible,
everybody.
and we appreciate you. I appreciate you guys. I know this was a bit of an experimental episode.
It was
and I
fun,
appreciate
though.
You guys going with me on it.
Yeah, it was a great time.
I hope everybody had fun. We are here. We're doing it. We're staying home, but we're making these episodes. Hopefully you can tell your friends, if they're even a little bit curious about the show, that we're kind of doing a side quest here, and it might be a good time to jump on, even if they're intimidated by a large number of episodes in the backlog. Join us. The community is amazing. All of you are amazing. And we hope to see you next week. Until then, humankind.
Be both!
It started. As a simple dungeon run. As a simple dungeon run.
In a world where magic exists, anything is possible.
Ah, life is pain. Ah, life is pain. Pain, 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 pain.
Meep, I love you. Come back to me. Meep. 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 Meep.
We're falling through space. No plan.
The island of Bingle is safe once again. You may return to your homes. And if there are any that are willing, help them rebuild.
Humankind. Be both.